Dane's got room to run. First and goal to go for Emery. Creek with the grab all the way down to the 25-yard line. Stilson looking, wants the end zone. Olsen, corner, drags the foot, touchdown Emery.
Emery High School football on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
This is Sparta!
Emery Spartan football is powered by Castle Country Radio. And now for tonight's play-by-play, let's join Jordan Buscarini and Travis Anderson in the Sutherland's broadcast booth for tonight's game.
Welcome into Emery High School football here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Jordan Buscarini alongside Travis Anderson. Always a pleasure to be along with you as we get to bring you high school football action under the lights tonight. We are at Union High School. And Travis, boy, these two teams have had a lot of battles over the last couple of years. It is always exciting when they share the field. Doesn't matter if we're talking football, baseball, basketball. It does not matter when these two teams get together. We always have a lot of fun, and it's always a very compelling game.
Yeah, a lot of history between the two teams. Every time we come up here, the weather seems to be a little gloomy, a little rainy, and that's what we're going to have tonight. Dark clouds hovering over us. It's cold. It's windy. It's football weather.
It definitely is football weather, to say the least. And as we talk about what tonight's game brings, we're looking at two teams that I think are very similar. They are clock-consuming, really want to grind it out, right? Pound the football style of offenses. And when I look at this, I'm like, we could have a couple of different scenarios. We could have a game against two teams that battle left and right, and it's a quick game, or we could have some really explosive offense on some big plays. I think it's one of the two tonight.
Yeah, both these teams are going to chew up a lot of clock. I think we're going to have a quick game. Possessions are going to be limited. So which team makes the most out of those possessions, that's going to be key, and which team limits the turnovers. Because if it's a quick game and you're turning the ball over, you're giving the ball back, you can't do that. So you've got to protect the football, and I think Emery did a good job of doing that last week.
Well, they certainly did, picking up their first win of the season as they topped the Judge Memorial Bulldogs 41-6. It was also the first game for young quarterback Trig Jensen. He accumulated for 5 touchdowns in his very first game of the varsity level. Not a bad premiere, to say the least. He was fantastic last week.
Yeah, he did a nice job of spreading the football around, protecting the football. In your first start, 5 touchdowns, and they're going to need more of that tonight.
No question about it. It's a tough Union Cougar football team with a first-year head coach. We did talk about that earlier this week with head coach John Famalo. We'll get into that. Travis, another big aspect of the conversation was what Emery did defensively. Now, the thing that we have to pay attention to, with Trig Jensen playing quarterback, you're going to see a lot more of young Corbin Ward out on the defensive backfield. I thought he looked really good last week. I thought another name was Chaz Sorensen. They created a lot of havoc, and Emery's going to have to rely on those two if they want to contend with this really stout, powerful Union football team.
Yeah, both those guys didn't have that deer in the headlight look. They look comfortable out there. And as this season progresses, as we get deeper into it, they're going to play a key role defensively.
Again, it's the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. We are off and rolling. Emery High School football, about 25 minutes away. Of course, we're on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. You can get that audio as well at castlecountryradio.com. And we want to welcome in the viewing audience on our YouTube channel, Castle Country Radio Emery, where don't forget, you can go back and watch every single game this year on demand. You want to watch the 41-6 win against Judge Memorial from a week ago? Head over there. It is there whenever you want to watch it, and this one will be live with you right now, and it will archive immediately after. Counting down the moments to kickoff. It's Emery on the road against the Union Cougars when we return on 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
You're looking for somewhere you could be proud to work. Komatsu is looking for you. Komatsu is a leading manufacturer of construction, mining, forestry, and industrial heavy equipment. Komatsu currently has openings for seasoned welders, journeyman electricians, and MSHA certified electricians, as well as master machinists. At Komatsu, not only will your skills be rewarded with competitive wages, but you'll also enjoy benefits like a robust 401k plan. Grow with Komatsu. Go to komatsu.com or call Tanner at 636-6150.
The more things change,
the more they stay the same.
Yes, Mr. Automotive has a new building in Huntington.
But that just means the services they offer just got better.
Detailing and mechanic work are being added to the already great service Mr. Automotive had already offered.
And all deals are still done with the owner at the lowest prices possible.
New building, same best prices, and more auto services. Go to MrAutomotiveSales.com or stop by the dealership, 21 South Main, Huntington. Mr. Automotive, the best for less.
Imagine a smooth, hassle-free journey to the front door of your new home with the Driggs Mortgage Team guiding you every step of the way. Hi, this is Greg Driggs. Our seasoned experts understand the ins and outs of home financing and refinancing. Come visit us at our new permanent address, 8 East Main in Price, where we plan to be a staple for years to come. Start your journey today. Call 801-427-3577. The Driggs Mortgage Team, NMLS number 272076, Equal Housing Opportunity. Driggs Mortgage Team is a DBA of Premier Mortgage Resources, LLC, NMLS 1169.
At Oliver Law, we specialize in criminal defense and DUI. Everyone needs to know their rights. Let us guide you through the criminal justice minefield. At Oliver Law, we still believe in innocent until proven guilty.
In the heart of Carbon and Emery counties, Quick Realty is here to help you make the right move. Experience the future of home buying with our Matterport 3D tours, giving you an immersive look at your potential home from anywhere. Meet our dedicated team of local professionals, just real people who care, walking you through every step of the way. As a Zillow Premier and Realtor.com specialist, Quick Realty is your trusted expert, handling everything from residential, commercial, and mountain properties to property management. Your dream home is just a call away. Let Quick Realty help you find it.
Transform your space with Spectrum Paint featuring PPG paint, the ideal choice for any home project. Imagine a kaleidoscope of colors at your fingertips, from soothing pastels to vibrant primaries. Whether revamping a room or adding character to your exteriors, Spectrum Paint makes every brush stroke count. Dive into a spectrum where quality meets creativity and paint your world with us. Visit Spectrum Paint to find the perfect shade for your home today.
Picture this. A sudden burst pipe, flames engulfing your kitchen. Disaster strikes when you least expect it. But fear not, because Restore Wizard of Price is here to save the day. Their team of restoration experts is ready to tackle any fire or flood emergency from start to finish. They're not just here to fix the damage, they're here to restore your peace of mind. Don't let disaster catch you off guard. Call Restore Wizard of Price, 637-9165. Restore Wizard, the magic of a fresh start.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
The Spartans play here.
This is Jaden Atwood, number 15. Miles Warrenson, number 52.
On 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
Welcome back into the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. We are counting down the moments to kick off, about 20 minutes out, as Emery is looking for its second consecutive win following that impressive showing a week ago against the Judge Memorial Bulldogs. It was nice to be at home. This is the fourth game of the year. 3 out of those 4 games have been played away from Emery High School. In fact, Emery will not play back-to-back home games all season long. Started with a neutral site game, then went into the road contest against Beaver, then had the bye week, week 2, as a matter of fact, and then finally at home last week. So tonight, Union 2-1, Emery 1-2. That is what we talked with head coach John Famalo about earlier this week on KOAL's Drive Time Sports. Terrific interview talking about the win last Friday and tonight's opponent going up against a first-year head coach.
Coach, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Hey, not a problem. Appreciate you having me on, Jordan.
Yeah, definitely, Coach. Always better to talk middle of the week following a win. And finally, the boys got to experience that Friday night. Big win at home, 41-6 over Judge Memorial. You and I got to talk about this game not long after, right, during the postgame show. But now that you've had a couple of days to kind of go back and assess the tape and look at some of the changes that were made from a personnel standpoint, what was your overall assessment today? And did it change at all from what you thought on Friday night?
I think there's still people learning their positions, which is understandable, but at the same time, I felt like everybody did what they needed to, and so, I think we progressed. I got better, and getting the win helped, and so I think it's a positive move so far, so we'll just see, and hopefully kids can continue to progress.
Coach, I think this kind of stands the test of time with any sport, right? It doesn't matter who the opponent is. It doesn't matter if the game's home, away. You could play it on Mars, right? The first time you finally get that first win, it can just completely change the course of a season. And I know we've seen that several times, right, over your 10 or so years leading this program.
Yeah, winning cures a lot of things. I think it puts a little bit of doubt in you, puts away some of those doubts that you have about certain things. And so I think, that mentally I think it's good for the kids to, put a lot of effort and, time. And when you don't get results like you like to see, it can be frustrating. And so wins help that. And so, we're glad we were able to get it. And I think it's been good for us.
I do want to go back and talk about Triggs' performance because, again, he was outstanding. He accumulates 5 touchdowns in this game. And I know that they came in a variety of ways. But anytime a quarterback does account for 5 touchdowns, I think people around the state are going to be talking about it. And I've heard from several media members, guys within our little group that do play-by-play, talking back and forth about Triggs' performance and how this changes the dynamic of the Emery offense in ways, good, bad, however you want to look at it. But nonetheless, a first start at the varsity level, you score 5 touchdowns, you've done something right.
Yeah, he's an explosive player. He did a lot of damage a lot of different ways, and that's what he brings to the table. And so it's nice to see him have a good game. And they say it's one of those things. He just kind of made plays with his feet, and then kids made some great catches. And so sometimes we put it all on the quarterback, but I think there was a few catches that kids needed to make that they made, and so on the offensive line did a great job up front, I thought, giving him time, and when they didn't, he was able to scramble and make things happen. So, I think overall, it was pretty good team performance, but his numbers certainly stick out for sure.
Yeah, and I know that this may come across as elementary, Coach, but I think it's something that maybe we don't talk about enough, right? When you look at a quarterback and you look at their final stats, completions to attempts, there's always context in that, right? And putting the ball where the other team can't come up with it. And I noticed that a time or two this past Friday. Trigg had placed a couple of balls where there were absolutely no chance that ball was going to get intercepted. And again, I know that's really elementary, but that's something that kind of stood out to me, right? And that's why we saw a spectacular catch down on the sideline. The ball was placed where no one else could get to it.
Yeah, and that's it. They say it sounds pretty easy, but sometimes doing it when it's live and you got the bullets flying, that's when it becomes difficult. And so if you can make those look routine and you make it look elementary and put it in a place that, again, only your child has an opportunity to catch the ball, that makes a huge difference because anytime you're putting 50-50 balls up, there's that chance of a turnover or, again, knocking the ball down. And so, like you said, he made a good job, made some good throws that way of being able to put it in places that kids can, our kids can catch it, and then our kids came up with it. So, I was happy about that.
I think on the offensive side of the ball, the thing that intrigued me most, Coach, was the stable of running backs. I find it absolutely fascinating that you have 4 or 5 kids that you can put in the backfield that can get a carry, but they all do it in different realms, right? You guys have so many different options if these kids can learn the position and they can continue to grow. I think it's a fascinating aspect of this team this year, and that's what I'm really intrigued to see, the growth in the coming weeks in that realm.
Yeah, it's unfortunately become out of necessity on some fronts because of injuries or whatnot, and so kids are moving around, and we're trying to do some different things. But been fortunate enough to have some kids and some athletes that are able to step in some different positions and still thrive. And we've been fortunate the last 2 years to be able to have that, and so it's nice to have that dynamic. And then, like you say, there are different aspects of running styles that just kind of change things up for a defense, and so to have that certainly is a good thing to have.
Last thing on the game this past Friday, Coach, you and I did get to talk about a couple of kids on the defensive side of the ball. We said their names an awful lot. If it was Corbin Ward, if it was Chaz Sorensen, these kids stepped up and made some very big plays. But you only give up 6 points. Had multiple quarters where you shut out, obviously, Judge Memorial. And I know for a defensive-minded coach as yourself, you had to be thrilled with that.
Yeah, I was happy with our performance defensively. We were able to, get stops when we needed to. Like I say, there was a couple series in there in that second and third quarter that we weren't great, but we were good enough. And sometimes that's all you need to be defensively, is good enough to be able to either create a turnover or get a stop and get yourself off the field. And I felt like that was probably a good thing for us to experience, because we haven't had that in the past, these last those first 2 games. And so have our kids being able to grind and say, okay, yeah, we gave up a couple first downs, let's figure out how to get out of this, and we did a lot of the time. And so that was a good thing that we needed to have and experience and hopefully build off of.
And again, it's extremely elementary to say, but based off of the first 2 weeks compared to this week, when you win the takeaway battle, things get a little bit easier on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, honestly, it does. That's always a goal going into it defensively, is to win that takeaway battle. But probably the one thing I felt good about was just not giving up big plays. We've been susceptible to that the last, those first 2 games, and they made some plays, but they made the one big play for the touchdown. But other than that, I thought we kept things in front, tackled well, and made them earn it, and so that made a difference.
Again, Coach John Famala with the Emery Spartan football team joining us right now. Coach, let's talk about Friday's game. Union comes in, and this is a team that has one common opponent. We look at Judge Memorial. They picked up a 49-0 win. A lot of similarities in that score. But the other thing that stands out is the other 3 games, they have been battles. This is a team that is certainly battle-tested. A 3-point win over Hillcrest, a 1-point loss to Mountain View, and a 1-point loss to Uinta. This team has definitely played meaningful football nearly every quarter over the last 3 weeks.
No, you watch film on them. Their MO is to grind out the clock and really eat as much clock as they can, and then score on their possessions. And defensively, they're solid. And so, like you say, it's one of those. Defensively, we got a tall task ahead of us to be able to control that run, that triple option, and be assignment sound, and making sure we take care of our responsibilities, because they'll start at the 20 and take you 80 yards and do a 15, 20 play drive. And that's kind of their MO that they've been doing. And so, and then just playing really solid defense. And so, they're always going to give themselves a chance to be in a football game. You can see that with those first few games, with the exception of that Judge game. And so, I'm really concerned about that as we look at it, as, hey, how do we control the run game to get them behind the sticks and make them throw a little bit more. I think they've thrown like 18 times in 4 games. And so if there's somehow you can keep them behind the sticks and make them throw a little bit more, it becomes a little bit more successful. Whereas if they're getting 3 to 5 yards, it's really going to be a long night.
This might be a weird question, Coach, but I know Union is kind of in the same boat, right? When we talk 2A, 3A, very few 3A teams have the ability to not play Ironman football. You see a lot of the same kids on the offense and defensive side. So when you're an offense and you try to grind it down and you try to control the clock, a lot of these kids aren't getting breaks on the sidelines. They got to come back right out and play defense even on a 7-8 minute drive. Does that affect the defensive side of the ball? Because I know at the college level, the pro level, we always talk about, well, the defense is getting rest. When you have a team that does this, a lot of the times that offensive line has got to play defense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's one of those that, again, I think they're a team just like us. I see the same numbers on both sides of the ball, and so, again, an extended drive certainly can take your toll on your defense if you don't got enough depth there. And so, I think it goes both ways with that. I mean, we experience it, and so that's just one of the challenges. But those extended drives, if you're finishing extended drives, I think momentum is just a funny thing, how it can kind of get kids to play a little bit harder, whatever side they're on, and so that's the key. If you're getting extended drives and you get stopped, I think that's where that starts to put a toll on you, and that's where we really need to get them in that mindset. If we can get some stops, on these long drives, if they do extend those drives and get them off the field, that I think that's the key, because they say momentum is a funny thing in this football game, especially at the high school level.
Yeah, it seems to me like really this game could be won or lost in the red zone, right? Because both teams have proven that they can move the ball in between the 20s. So who can take advantage once they finally get into that red zone, and who can come up with a couple of big stops? I mean, am I off in that assessment?
No, that's perfect. I mean, like you say, I think we're both teams that can to move the ball. It's when that field gets shorter is, who's going to be able to put it in the end zone. And so, again, I think for them it's 3 to 4 downs that they're going to pound it at you and then take a big giant shot. And so once you get to that red zone, that giant shot goes away. Now you just got to be physical and try to get, stop that run as best you can. And so for us, I think we're just a little bit more, have a few more options in the red zone. We just got to be smart about it and take care of the ball and convert. And, we did last week, and hopefully we can carry that over to this week.
I know this game doesn't necessarily have like a rivalry tone to it, but it very easily could, because it seems like every time these two teams share the field, something crazy happens, right? I mean, it's a fun game. It comes down to the wire. This is always a lot of fun when these two teams play.
Yeah, I mean, last season was a perfect example of that. I felt like we jumped on them early, and they kind of hung around, and they started making plays, and, it came down towards the end for us, and, luckily we were able to sneak it out. But every time we play those guys, it's always a good game. I think it's not necessarily a rivalry game, but it's one of those we know each other well, and so it's always a fun game. They got a new coach over there, so they're doing some things different over there, so it's going to be interesting to see how things shake out that way.
Coach, it's always a pleasure to get you on and talk about last week's game and what lies ahead. I always appreciate the time, and we'll see you in Roosevelt on Friday night.
Hey, I appreciate it, Jordan. Thank you very much.
Again, that was Coach John Famalo earlier this week talking about tonight's game as Emery is getting set to go toe-to-toe with the Union Cougars. And Travis, after we hear from Coach Famalo, I always love to get your assessment on things. We did talk about how Emery kind of has this heavy backfield now, right? I mean, if you take a look at the likes of a Logan Lester, you can throw in Jaden Atwood. Obviously, Traxton Conover has been phenomenal. We've seen Michael Ilijic. You got the running aspect now with quarterback Trig Jensen. There's a lot of electricity for Emery on the ground.
Yeah, a lot of guys that you can utilize that you can wear down a defense. I like using 3-4 guys in the backfield, each one bringing their own different style.
They all seem to complement each other very, very well.
They do, and that's what you need. And I think key tonight for Emery is they've got to have that ability to run the football and wear down this defense, which then opens up your passing attack. So it's going to be key for Emery if they can run the football.
Now, tonight's game is going to be extended a little bit as far as pregame and halftime is concerned because it is homecoming for the Union Cougars. And so that does change the dynamic a little bit. While it says we're about 5 minutes away from kickoff, we may be a little deeper into that realm. And so it does give us an opportunity to talk about some of the other aspects of this Emery High School team. I want to go back and talk about Bo Stilson. He returned off of the injury. Bo has been so vital for Emery in so many different directions. And as far as an offense is concerned, the definition of a Swiss Army knife would be Bo Stilson. He does a little bit of everything. He can catch across the middle of the field. He wants to hit. He doesn't avoid that. He wants to hit. He can go outside the numbers. He has had a couple of carries on the ground. Oh, by the way, he plays defense pretty well on top of everything else. And so Bo Stilson was a welcome sight to return for Emery a week ago.
Yeah, really good to have him back, like you said, not afraid of the contact. It looks for the contact, so good to have him back in the fold.
Now let's go to the defensive side where Gideon Meekum, who is one of the senior captains on this year's team, kind of an emotional leader. He, too, was back out on the field last week, and I think it was obvious from that middle linebacker spot, the way Coach Famalo wants to run this 3-4, Giddey is going to be that hard-nosed kid that you got to rely on, and he was exactly that last week. We've even seen Giddey get into the offense a little bit, but on the defensive side of the ball, he is the quarterback in the middle.
Yeah, a guy that's going to just stay in the right position at all times. He's going to make open field tackles. He's not going to let you burst through the seam. And again, offensively, you can use him too, but defensively, he's going to be key right in the middle of that field.
You know, I do want to bring up one more name, and that would be Jacob Morris, it's been great to have him back on the football field. And I remember talking to the coaching staff in the offseason, and they said, yeah, it's nice to have Jacob coming out and playing football because there is a realm of dynamicism to him right in that secondary. And when you have to pull Trig Jensen out, and we got to rely now on Trig being that quarterback, you take a look at the Hunter Lefflers and the Jacob Morrises. And again, we've already talked about Corbin Ward, who really got a lot of quality minutes last week. I think the secondary is in pretty good shape. I just don't know how often they'll be tested tonight against this Union team.
Yeah, you're going to take your chances with those guys back there, and they're going to do a good job of protecting. But again, like you said, I don't know if they're going to be tested at all tonight.
Let's send it back to the studio for just a moment. National anthem about to take place. Emery and Union when we return.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in eastern Utah.
Looking for financial solutions? At Cache Valley Bank, they're here to help. Whether you need commercial loans, mortgages, or expert financial advising, they've got you covered. Visit them today on the corner of First West and Main Street. Cache Valley Bank, your partner in financial success.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Plumbing issues don't happen every day, but when they do, it's good to know that there's a plumber you can trust right here in the Castle Country. The Swell Plumber has over 30 years of experience and has proven that he's reliable. Here's what some customers have said about the Swell Plumber.
Kurt was amazing. He came out to the house the same day and got quotes to us very quickly.
Kurt kept in touch with us with updates as things progressed. I was definitely pleased.
For residential and commercial plumbing, go to theswellplumber.com and book your appointment today.
When your comfort is on the line, trust the experts who care. At Air Temp Heating and Cooling, we've been dedicated to keeping Castle Country cozy since 1999. Our certified technicians are ready with 24/7 emergency service and the latest knowledge in heating and cooling technology. As a proud Bryant authorized dealer, we'll do whatever it takes to ensure your home or business stays comfortable year-round. Call Air Temp Heating and Cooling today at 637-4468.
At Castle Country Vet, they believe every pet deserves a touch of love and expert care. You can trust Dr. Harmer and Dr. Kelly. They're not just veterinarians, but passionate pet lovers, dedicated to nurturing your furry friends like family. From routine checkups to emergency interventions, you and your pet will experience compassionate, professional care every step of the way. Let Castle Country Vet help your pets lead the happiest, healthiest lives. Call Castle Country Vet today, 637-5797, because love is a four-legged word.
At Clean Cut Roofing and Siding, they believe every home deserves to look its best. Since 2003, Clean Cut Roofing and Siding has been transforming homes and businesses with precision and care, ensuring your peace of mind with every shingle and siding panel installed. Whether you're updating an old look, repairing storm damage, or bringing life back to your storefront, trust them to handle every detail. Visit cleancutroofingsiding.com to schedule your free consultation. Clean Cut Roofing and Siding, where quality meets craftsmanship.
Emery High School football on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
We are moments away from kickoff here at Union High School. Looking forward to this matchup as the Spartans are getting set to battle it out with the Union Cougars. Coin flip took place moments ago at the 50-yard line. There was a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, and then, of course, the national anthem. Nothing better than being under the lights to recalibrate the mind and get back to as normal living as we possibly can. There's nothing like being out here for a football game, Travis. Truly the best thing about this is it's Friday Night Lights, it's high school football, and you see community unites. I love high school football. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, high school football brings everybody together. Right now we're all trying to heal with everything that's been going on, so nothing better than being out here on a Friday night.
Absolutely. Emery will kick away to Union, so the Spartans will get the ball to start the second half. Jaden Atwood will tee it up at the 50-yard line. There is two back to return deep for the Union Cougars. Dylan Murphy will stand back along with Cruz Labrum. And we are just about set here at Union High School. Emery comes out wearing the white jerseys with the white pants, the black tops. Union all black here on homecoming night. Emery kicks off right to left off of the radio dial. That means Union's going to be moving left to right. There's the run, the end over end kick, and we are underway. Cougar football at the 10 to the 15, now to the 20. Move to the outside, 25, 30, 35, close to the 40-yard line, and the kicker, Jaden Atwood, with a takedown at the 38. Cruz Labrum with an electric return to get things rolling. Beautiful field position for the Cougars on their first offensive set of the game.
Yeah, special team sets it up, and Cruz cruising down in the middle of the field, gets good field position just shy of the 40-yard line to start things for Union.
Again, this is a Union Cougar team that wants to pound the football. Gannon Labrum is up underneath center. Emery's going to stack the box. The snap, handoff. This goes right up the gut. That's J.D. Majado for a minimal gain of about 4.
Yeah, they get everybody bunched up, tight, and it's just a quick handoff. And with the wedge play, picks up a nice chunk on first down.
Pay attention to Majado out of the backfield. Emery again going to stack the box. They give him a gain of 5, so it's second down and 5. And the Cougars want to push that pile forward. This is exactly what they do. They'll have another solid pickup here on second down, close to the first down sticks. They'll give it to him. 2 plays, 5 yards a whack, and already first down.
This is the style they're going to play. They are just going to pound you with the football, wear you down defensively.
And they eat a lot of clock. It might be a quick game. Majado on the run, and he's got another good carry on first down. He takes it from the Union 48 all the way to the Emery 45-yard line. And so we're looking at a gain of 7, and now it's second down. Well, they'll spot him at the 46, so we're looking at second down and 6.
Couple run plays, Majado to the sideline, but he just spins. He's slippery, and right now Emery having a hard time bringing him down after the yards of contact. It's 5-6 yards.
This time, man in motion, and there is illegal. Yeah, no question. You want to call it an illegal shift? You want to call it a false start? Now, this will put Union behind the sticks. Not exactly where they want to be. 2nd and 4 is now going to be second down and 9.
Yeah, a lot of movement before the ball was snapped. I think on the prior one, maybe 2 plays ago, there was a lot of movement, too, that they allowed. So that's something to watch. These Union Cougars are trying to get off those blocks, trying to get up quick to block. So we got to watch and see how quick they get up off the ball.
Second down and 9. Union right now with their own 49. Motion man coming. This one will go to the right side, and it's a positive pickup once again. A run of about 9 yards. Working it to the far right corner was James Ruff, and the big fella has the Cougars sitting right where they want to be. 3rd and short on Emery's side of the field right now at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, 3rd down and about 1.5 yards. We'll call it 2. Officially 1.
Excuse me, that was Tice Miller on the carry.
See if Emery can get a stop here.
Big fella back in the backfield, and this time Labrum's going to keep it himself. He was a patient run. Now exploits a hole, gets past the 40, up to the 36-yard line. That's enough to move the sticks. A very efficient drive right now for the Union Cougars and first-year head coach Jordan Gurr. 1st and 10 from the 36, driving on Emery's side.
They're just getting great blocking up front right now. Emery just a little bit behind, trying to force their way through in the backfield.
Labrum with a handoff, and this one again will go to Tice Miller. Miller gets past the 35-yard line up to the 34, gain of 2 at 2nd and 8. Emery has put Union deep already on a 2nd and 9, a little bit out of their I don't want to say schedule, but they had no problem picking up a big chunk of 8 on that 2nd and 9, and here they're faced with 2nd and 8 as we hit the 9:30 mark in the opening quarter.
Yeah, you know what's coming if you're Emery. You just can't stop it right now.
That's right. Meekum, the middle linebacker. Pay attention to him on this particular play. Might have been some early movement. Refs say play on. Handoff this time to Gavin Roberts, and Roberts is able to get it to the 30-yard line, and so now it's 3rd down and 4. Big play right here for the Spartans. They make it 3rd and 5 overall, just shy of the 30. Labrum is under center. Option left side. He'll keep it himself close to the first down sticks. And now it's a rugby scrum, and I believe he's got enough for the first down. Near side judge has it at about the 25-yard line, and that is enough to move the sticks. So 3rd down efficiency on this drive for the Cougars. They have already used past 3 minutes and 15 seconds on this drive.
Yeah, the nose of the football gets past the line as he's pushed back, but you said it and we said it both in the open. This is going to be a quick game. Possessions are going to be limited.
Roberts is in the backfield. Motion man is coming to the right side. They go to Roberts, and this time Conover was there to meet him with the initial hit. That's Garrett Conover out of the linebacker spot. Minimal gain of 2 with 2nd down and 8. And so Emery right now playing disciplined football, at least on 1st and 2nd down. 3rd down's been the killer. Spencer McCandless was able to get back in on the hit as well. 2nd down and 8. Cougars know exactly where they want to go with the ball. Mojado was out of the backfield. Labrum goes back to Mojado. He dives forward, gets to the 20, and it's 3rd down and 5. They spot him at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, a couple 3rd down and 4s, 3rd down and 5 so far on the drive. Each time they pick it up with these, and it's the quarterback who's picked up the last 2 where he just wedges behind the lead blocker and picks up the first down.
Yeah, Labrum's been effective, right? Patient run to the outside, waiting for the wedge to be set up, picks his spot. This time, he fakes the handoff, option out. Emery reads it. Ward misses 1 tackle. Conover steps up, and this is going to be very close to the first down.
Not full at all. Emery's defense gets in there. They swarm. They bounce off the first tackle, but they stop him short. 4th down and about 3 to go.
That was Dylan Murphy, Wadahomagee. And Wadahomagee was inside the 20, got it to the 18, just shy. So we're looking at 4th down and 2. Union says go for it. Labrum is up underneath center. He's going to keep it himself, and he's got the first down with these. Gets past the initial line of defense and now inside the Emery 12 down to the 10-yard line, and it's a 1st down and goal to go. And they have nearly ran half of the clock off on this opening drive. That is Union Cougar football to the T.
Yeah, this offensive line doing a great job. They're just pushing back the defensive line, allowing those gaps, allowing those holes, and they're just following through and picking up 4, 5, 6 yards each time.
Labrum is back up underneath center, takes the snap, quarterback keeper, left side, finds a gap, gets skinny, close to the goal line. Did he break the plane? Waiting. No, they say he is down to the 1-yard line, but it was a gain of 9 for Gannon Labrum on 1st and goal. Sets up 2nd and about a half a yard just shy of pay dirt for the Cougars with 6:37 and counting to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, Labrum does a good job. He just stays so low to the ground that he just spins off. It's hard to bring down, and he's just keeps the feet turning and almost scored. But right now they're at the 1-yard line.
Handoff into the end zone, touchdown. The carry goes to J.D. Mojado. And so the drive ends how it began with Mojado positive yardage. And the Cougars strike first with 6:20 to play in the first quarter. It's 6-0.
The game plan's simple for Union. They're going to run the football. That's what they did on that entire drive. They ran the football right down the throats of Emery. They score, and at the 6:20 mark, it's 6-0 Union.
PAT attempt here for the Cougars to make it a clean 7 to open up the game. Labram's the holder. Snap was high. He goes up. He grabs it, and the kick is right down Broadway by Cody Duncan. Just like that, the Cougars strike. 6:20 to play in the opening quarter. Emery finally gets to touch the ball when we return on 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Discover peace of mind with Don's Hometown Insurance, now even closer to home at their new location, 58 West Main Street in Price. Connect directly with friendly agents ready to tailor a package just for you. Imagine bundling your home, auto, and life insurance, simplifying your life while maximizing your savings. Experience personalized service designed to protect what matters most to you. Visit Don's Hometown Insurance today and feel the difference.
The Spartans play here.
This is Jaden Atwood, number 15. Miles Warrenson, number 52.
On 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
Score right now, 7-0. Union with a lead, 6:20 to play in the opening quarter. Emery's finally going to get a crack on the ball offensively. Cody Duncan will tee it up for the Cougars. He'll boot it away from the 50. Two back deep to return for Emery, including the dangerous Jacob Morris. He'll stand back at his own 5. Duncan gets the running start, end over end, short kick. Logan Lester comes up, retrieves it at the 15. Lester to the 20, finds a little bit of a gap past the 25 to the 26-yard line, and that's where Emery will start their opening drive, once again under the leadership of junior Trig Jensen.
Yeah, Cody Duncan got a lot of air on that football, hung up there a while, and that allowed the special teams to come down, swarm it, and not allow any running lanes or a attempt to get downfield shy of the 30-yard line, right officially at the 26-yard line.
I think one of the things that gets overlooked is height right on a kickoff. We always look at distance, but you nailed it, Duncan. A lot of height on that ball, limited the kickoff return yardage, and Emery will start at their own 26. Moving right to left off of the radio dial, high snap. Trig goes up, retrieves it. The throw, they're going to say a fumble, not a pass. And that ball went out of bounds back at the 19-yard line. That is a huge loss of 7 as he was trying to get the ball to Bo Stilson in the open field. And you know what? I can't disagree with the call.
It's the right call.
Yeah.
That ball was on a straight line down the backfield, and it fumbles out of bounds. And that's a big loss on first down, making it second down and about 18 now.
Yeah, they say a loss of 8 officially. And so Trig will go back into the shotgun set. 2 wideouts on each side. 1 man in the backfield. Second offensive play of the game. Emery right now, -8 yards. Trig back to pass. He's going to keep it himself. Steps up in the pocket, and he lost a couple of more yards. Trig is taken down at the 16-yard line. And so Emery has to get all the way to the 36. So we are looking at 3rd and 20. Not a great start.
2 negative plays as soon as you get the ball back after Union pretty much controlled this quarter. And now you look up, you're 3rd and 20, and we're like, uh-oh.
Not a spot to be in. Empty backfield, 5 wide here for the Spartans. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Trig, high snap over his head. He goes back, retrieves it at the 2-yard line. Trig is going to try to run himself, and he is taken down back at the 7-yard line. A disastrous series for Emery. They started at their own 26, and now they will be punting out of their own end zone with no penalties on 3 negative plays, ball just by their 6-yard line.
Yeah, watching warm-ups, as I normally do, they were having some problems snapping the ball back, and I kept watching. There was about 2 or 3 times that they were practicing the snap. The ball was low to the ground, and one time it was high, similar to that one, and it rolls all the way down to make this 4th down and 27.
Atwood will punt out of the back of his end zone. Union brings the pressure. Atwood gets it away. Fair catch is called at the 40-yard line. And that's where Cruz Labrum will corral the ball, and the Cougars will have a very short field on their second set. They take about 6 minutes off their opening drive. Emery 3 plays. It's a 3 and out with about 20 yards of negative offense.
Yeah, a tough offensive series starts with the fumble and then a run play for a negative, a bad snap. It pins you deep. It's a good job by Jaden to get the punt off. And now Union set up at the Emery 40-yard line, and they milked that first quarter clock on the last drive. and we'll see how fast this one goes, but you know what you're going to get. They're going to run the football. Emery's got to stop them, get 3 and out.
Don't see the Cougars taking a deep shot. It's just not in their MO. Here's a handoff. This one again to the big fella, Tice Miller. And Miller gets up to about the 36. I believe that's where they will spot him. Emery trying to play a physical brand of football as well. Tyson Johnson was in on the takedown, and it's 2nd down and 6 on a gain of 4.
Makes this offense so efficient. It's 4, 5, or 6 yards every time on 1st down, and it sets it up short on your 2nd and 3rd down plays.
Yeah, 1st down yardage has been huge for the Cougars. Up underneath center, Emery again, going with a 3-4 front, bringing in some pressure into the box, and this time the big fella Miller breaks loose. He gets beyond the 2nd line of defense into the secondary before taken down at the 25. So the Cougars are sniffing the red zone on their 2nd offensive set. 4:08 left in the 1st quarter, and it is all Union right now. 1st and 10 from the Emery 25-yard line.
Yeah, a couple of Emery defenders whip on the tackle. It allows that big chunk yard play.
There's a pitch wanting to go to the outside. Emery was ready for it this time. Conover steps up and makes the tackle. Garrett Conover once again. That was Dylan Murphy Watamahomagi who takes it to the right side. Ball taken down at the 24. So with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the 1st, the Emery defense steps up, makes a big play. Give credit to Garrett Conover playing a hard-nosed style of ball on the outside at the outside linebacker spot, but essentially the D end right now. Once again, handoff. This one will go for positive yardage after a couple of missed tackles. Gavin Roberts will make this a manageable 3rd down for the Cougars. Needed to get to the 15, instead gets to about the 17-yard line, 3rd down and 2.
Emery tried to strip the football there instead of trying to make the tackle, and once you went for the strip and you whiffed, he's into the 2nd layer of the defense, and at that point, it's another 3rd down and about 1.
Labrum is underneath center. Handoff, they go right back to Roberts. It's Conover on the takedown again. 1st down Union on the carry to about the 12-yard line. You know, you look at this Union team, it's very similar to watching either the Navy Academy or the Naval Academy or looking at Army or looking at Air Force, right? I mean, it's a bunch formation. They want to run the football, and they are happy getting 6-7 yards a pop.
Yeah, but right now, Union just getting to the 2nd layer of the defense for Emery, and anytime that happens, you're in big trouble.
2 minutes and 41 ticks left in the 1st quarter. Man in motion this go-around. Handoff to Roberts. This time, Emery was ready for it. As Gavin Roberts was met at the line of scrimmage. Once again, Tyson Johnson in on the takedown. So Johnson and Conover have put together a pretty solid drive defensively for Emery. Ball placed at the 13-yard line near hash mark. 2nd trip to the red zone for the Cougars.
That Conover doing a good job so far in this 1st quarter of making plays on that edge.
Miles Mortensen also in on the takedown. Man going in motion, it's Labrum, and he brings it back, and now the Cougars will reset as the clock hits 2:04.
Play clock's not running.
No. Labrum. Snap, handoff, Roberts, full head of steam, gang tackle by Emery. He is well inside the 10-yard line. It looks as if they'll spot him at the 8. So a positive gain of 4 yards. It's 3rd down.
It's the first time they've been in, a 3rd and 7 situation, 3rd and more than 5?
Curious to see if this would be 4-down territory with a reliable leg of Cody Duncan. I'm sure it depends on what type of yardage you can grab on 3rd down. Emery stack in the box. Handoff, obviously 4-down territory. Emery able to fight this off. A gain of roughly 3, puts the ball at the 5-yard line. And here comes Duncan out to attempt a field goal. So the Cougars will take points. I'm a big fan of that, right? Take them. It's hard to score. And with 1 minute even left here in the opening quarter, it's 7-0, and the Cougars will look to make this a 2-score game.
This is a chippy. See if Emery can cause some chaos, get through that wave, and get a hand up and block it.
Duncan, a reliable leg. It's right in the middle of the field. This attempt will be from about 22 yards. Good snap. Kick would have been right down Broadway, but instead a pre-snap infraction. False start against the Cougars, so the 22-yard field goal will now be a 27-yard kick. But Duncan would have nailed that last one from about 35 yards out. Shouldn't be a problem. It would be big for Emery, knowing that Union had to start, or got to start rather, on the Emery 40-yard line to only give up 3 points. That would be a positive for this defense. Labrum again to hold, Duncan to kick.
Penalty might cost him. You've got to be perfect 2 times in a row now.
It's about a 32-yard field goal. High snap, Labrum gets it down, and Duncan's end-over-end kick is true. 10-0, Union with a lead. 37 ticks left in the opening quarter. It'll be Emery football when we return on 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emery, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
The Spartans play here.
Hudson Grange, number 10, receiver.
Garrett Conover, number 23.
On 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
37 seconds left in the first quarter. Union 10, Emery nothing. We'll see if the offense can get going after a less than stellar first drive that lasted 3 plays for about a negative 20 yards. You have those kind of drives from time to time. It is a little damp out here. A little problem handling the football. Lester is going to return this from his own 8. Gets out to the 25. Well, he is tough to bring down. Gets past the 25 up to the 27-yard line. Offense with a chance to reset. Travis, 29-6 left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the offense now has to have one of those drives where they get some points in this first half as we move into the second quarter with 29 seconds left. Got an injury timeout.
Injury right now, an injured Spartan down on the turf. 29 ticks left in the first quarter. Coaching staff will attend to the injured Spartan, which is Logan Lester. He's able to get up and walk off the field on his own power. Staff is still going to come out and take a look. Big fan of the way this kid plays football. Lester just a sophomore. And we have seen that he can bring a little bit of oomph to that backfield. He's got some speed. He's got some get up.
He does. He's got good size, good speed like you talked about. Hopefully it's just a little bit of the wind got knocked out of him on that play.
Now out of the shotgun, Emery did have some struggles on that center to quarterback exchange.
They did. That first down play, though, really threw a wrinkle in what they wanted to do where it went out of bounds on the fumble. Lucky for them, it did bounce out of bounds, and then you had the bad snap on third down.
Trigg hands it off. It's Conover. He's got room to run, and there's a positive play past the 30 to the 32-yard line. So a decent gain for Traxton Conover.
That's where Emery has to be offensively. 2nd down and 5, 3rd down and 3, 3rd down and 2. But that's a good run on first down.
Emery will try to get one more play off with 8 seconds on the game clock, rather. 2nd and 5. Another high snap, another handoff. This one goes to Conover. First down and much more. He's past the 40-yard line up to the 41. And so a nice gain there of roughly 9 yards to close out the first quarter. Couple of positives for Emery. Offense still faced with negative yardage, but they appear to have the kinks worked out. Union 10, Emery nothing at the end of the first quarter. When we return, we are live from the Sutherland's broadcast booth here on KOAL 107.3 FM, 750 AM, our YouTube channel, Castle Country Radio Emery, and the KSL Sports app.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving a hearty omelet, a fresh salad, our golden curly fries, or our mouth-watering pastas, we've got you covered. And we're open 7 days a week. So come on down to Farlano's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration. Remember, it's where the locals eat. Visit us at Farlano's, where great food and great company come together. See you soon.
Emery High School football on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Second quarter just about underway. Emery right now with their own 41-yard line. Fresh set of downs off of 14 straight yards by Conover. Jensen, quick pass, wants to go to Stilson, and there is a massive face mask. Flag comes out. My goodness.
See it all the way from up here.
Bo Stilson's head was completely twisted around, and that will surely give Emery a first down and some, putting the ball on Union's side of the field. They spot that ball at the 44-yard line. And so now Emery in net territory for the first time in this ball game on just their second drive with 11:54 to play in the first half. After they spot this ball off, Emery will take it all the way to the Union 42-yard line.
Yeah, 2 positive run plays, and then you get a penalty, and now you're on the Union side of things, down 10-0 here at the 11:54 mark of the second quarter. So Emery right now having success just going through that B gap on that side of the defensive Union.
Once again, count over the deep back, 2 wideouts on each side for the Spartans. In the slot, pay attention to Bo Stilson. First down and 10, ball at the 42-yard line. Trigg, helmet eye snap, back to pass. He wants to go deep to Stilson. This one was nearly intercepted, and there was jersey tugging all the way down the field. No flag. Instead, it's incomplete, so credit Cruz Labrum, who got his mitts on the ball. He couldn't haul it in for a pick, and it's second down and 10. But I did see a lot of contact with Stilson all the way up the sidelines.
Yeah, Gannon Labrum had his hands up, had the tug of the jersey. It's a tight window to try to make that throw anyways, and Cruz Labrum read it perfectly, should have picked it off, and he drops it.
Trips right side for the Spartans. One man to the left. Handoff. Emery trying to go back to the rushing attack, and this one goes back to Conover just inside the 40. He gets it to the 39-yard line on a gain of 3. So it is third down and 7, and I would assume this is 4-down territory for Emery.
It has to be 4-down territory. You're in no man's land.
Third down.
Because I believe if you try to punt the ball, it's probably just going to roll into the end zone anyways. And right now, offensively, on 3rd and 7, I'd go forward on 4th down, depending on what happens.
Emery goes 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Triggs going to go to the RPO. He tries to read his gap, and there is nothing there. And that is outstanding defense by Cash Daniels of the Union Cougars. Trigg gets no gain. And so we are looking at 4th and 7.
Yeah, it looked like Trigg indecisive on what he wanted to do when he had the ball, and he at the last second said, well, I have to go now. And Union just stays right at home. And 4th down, this might be a pooch kick by the quarterback.
Might be. We've seen it with A.J. Thomas. Haven't seen it with Trigg Jensen. Trigg is back out of the shotgun. 2 wideouts on each side. Hard snap, and that has to be against Union, right? There was movement on both sides, but I believe Ledger Mortensen, who's playing out of the tackle spot, just jumped into the neutral zone. And they will call this against the Union Cougars. So 4th and 7 is now 4th and 2. That's 20 yards of penalties for the Cougars on this offensive drive for Emery. The Spartans have the ball at the 34. They have to get to the 32. Let's see if they can take advantage of the miscue from Union.
Emery gets about 1 to 2 of those a game.
Shotgun set here for Trigg on 4th and 2. Hands the ball off, and Union is not fooled. They are in the backfield, and Conover is gobbled up with a loss of 2. Turnover on downs.
Too many times going to the well where you think you can just go right up the gut, and Union has everybody shifted to that spot. It's a 4th down stop, and we've seen too many of those so far this season by Emery. Turnover on downs.
I believe that Union knew exactly the way they filled the gaps. It was textbook, right? Conover had a lot of success on that opening drive, but Union able to snip that up, and they overcome 2 potentially costly penalties. First down and 10 now for the Cougars. With 10:16 to play in the first half and a run, they go back to Tice Miller, and the big fella is gobbling up 8 yards on first down. Tice Miller really reminiscent of the old fullback position, which we don't see too often in the game of football anymore. But if he's able to go in between the guards for 8 yards, it might be a long afternoon or evening for Emery. And we have a timeout taken by the Spartans. I think it's a great timeout by Coach John Famalo. Union has it right now with their own 44-yard line. It's second down and 2, 9:55 to play in the first half. The Cougars right now clinging to a 10-0 lead.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to.
You see your friends with their new travel trailers, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. They're living the dream, right? Well, it doesn't just have to be a dream. You can start living that same dream life today by starting your new career with GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance. GMS is hiring mechanics, electrician, fabricators, experienced and inexperienced miners. They offer high starting wages, benefits, a 401k, and vacation pay. Local jobs are available. Apply today. Email your resume to kbarker@gmsminerepair.com. The dream can be yours with GMS Mine Repair.
and a loss of about 3.
Well, Emery running into a little bit of a problem as far as stopping this rushing attack that the Union Cougars have thrown at them in the early stages of this game. Handoff, and it goes once again back to Miller, and this kid is that was not Miller that time. That go around, it was Mahado.
Yeah, he's still a handful.
But he is a handful as well.
Well, now it's 3rd down for Emery and a chance to put this team in a spot where it's decision time.
It's 3rd and 7. Emery did have some success on that last drive with a 3rd down and long. Handoff, they go back to Mahado. He's got room to run. He's into the Emery secondary inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line before Corbin Ward finally brings him down for the tackle.
A missed tackle right up front, which would have been no gain, turns into, 15 yards down the field and a 1st down. You've got to make the initial hit. You've got to tackle up front, and they missed the tackle, and it turns into a 1st down on 3rd down and long.
Not a goal-to-go situation yet. Cougars with the ball at the 17. Option outside, and when they have gone to the outside, Emery has been able to really contain it. Corbin Ward, and then he got some help from Conover on the cleanup. Only a gain of 1.
Yeah, that had no chance. Emery was not fooled at all. It took too much time to get the ball, and then he's just looking, and he pitches it right to him. But at that time, there's 3-4 white jerseys swarming him to make the play. A gain of 1.
2nd down and 9. Cougar ball, pitch going to the outside. There's an obvious hold. Fumble on the ball on the play. It's loose, and I believe Emery has recovered. The flag is out. That will most certainly be on the Cougars. And it looks as if trying to see who came up with the football for Emery. I couldn't tell who came up with it.
There was a big arm in there to punch that football free, and he didn't have the best grip on the football. It goes to the turf, and we talked about Emery forcing a turnover on this drive, and that's what the defense does, is force the turnover. Emery recovers. Drive stalled by Union.
They had to have it, and a turnover inside the red zone for the Cougars, and we'll see if Emery can find the rhythm now on the offensive side of the ball as they have second life. Sometimes a turnover can swap the big momentum. Trigg calls for a man in motion. That's Leroy. He'll move right to left. There's a pre-snap penalty. Trigg tries to fire. Pass is caught at the 20-yard line. It would be a nice pickup for Emery as Conover climbed the ladder and brought it down. But I believe we have an illegal shift against Emery, which will negate a pickup of roughly 8 yards on 1st down. Even with the penalty, Garrett Conover went sky high to bring that ball down. And now 1st and 10 will be 1st and 15 for Emery.
Yeah, you talk about going up at the point of attack and bringing the football down. That's what Conover does. All for none with the penalty.
So Emery now backed up at their own 7-yard line. They need to get to the 22 for a fresh set of downs.
And the Emery offense can't get out of their own way so far.
Trips right side this go-around. One wide out at the top. Helmet eye snap. Here's a handoff. This goes to Jaden Atwood. He's got some explosiveness. He gets to the outside. Flag comes out. Atwood taken down at the 14-yard line. And that flag came all the way in from the defensive backfield, launched to the 19-yard line. Impressive arm strength by the official. I believe this will go against Emery. And it is a block in the back against the Spartans.
Yeah, you talk about the arm strength to put that flag, put the penalty by Emery. That's back-to-back penalties.
Well, I give Atwood a lot of credit.
He's tried. I mean, he was zigging and zagging, and he found a little bit of a hole there for a second, but that's a good job from the corner spot to come up and make the tackle.
Again, a grip of running backs out of this Emery backfield. We've seen Conover at times. Traxton had some room to run. Atwood's going to get this go-around. Emery now faced back at their own 6-yard line.
They got to get to the 23 for a 1st down.
Turns out to be a 1-yard penalty. Snap. Jensen to pass. Goes to Meekum, and Meekum is hit immediately by Gannon Labrum. He is clocked at the 2-yard line for another loss.
That was one of the hardest hits that I've seen at this level in a very long time. I mean, he timed it perfectly. Looked like the Jalen Ramsey hit on Garrett Wilton Sunday in the Steeler Jet game. I mean, he popped him.
Yeah, it was a great hit. And we have a timeout, an injury timeout on the field with 6:55 to play in the first half. Emery is faced with a lengthy second down. They spotted it back at the 3-yard line. The original line of scrimmage for Emery was at roughly the 14. I think it's the 13-yard line to be exact. So Emery's got to get to the 23-yard line. But the offense has been moving backwards, and I think you can give a lot of credit to the Union defense. They have been stout up front.
Yeah, very good up front. Emery just having problems blocking that front four right now, and they're trying to dink and dunk, but the corner's doing a good job. Everybody defensively doing a good job, and for Union right now, they've got Emery right where they want him at, what, 2nd and 20?
Timeout out on the field for an injury. We'll take it as well. 10-0 Union, 6:55 to play in the first half. 2nd and long for Emery when we return.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to understand complete sentences.
That was a complete sentence?
I didn't understand that.
Or can I just talk to a person?
No one talks to humans anymore.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I hear you. Why don't we review your coverage with a super check?
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Jill Jensen in Price today.
Emery High School football on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Out of the injury timeout, I believe the injured Spartan was Gideon Meekum. Giddy being helped over to the sideline. He took a hard pop right as he hauled that pass in from Jensen. Passing yardage right now for Emery not good. Jensen has attempted 3 passes for 2 yards. He's 2 for 3 in that realm. He did have one nice pass over to Conover that was called back on an illegal shift. 2nd and long. He'll take the snap, and that's a false start. Trigg lost his balance right before the snap. And with that being half the distance to the goal from the 3, Emery will be at the 1.5-yard line, needing to get to the 23.
Yeah, Emery just leaning back a little bit out of that stance because of the defensive pressure.
Atwood will join Jensen, standing off as a bodyguard to the right side. Emery will go 2 wideouts on each. Blitz coming here for the Cougars. They sniff 2 points. Jensen has to climb the ladder to get the ball, running out of the back of the end zone, and there's a safety.
And nowhere to go with the football, and he ran that line, and he runs out of real estate to try to get rid of the football. There's the safety you talk about, so the penalties come back, and it cost him 2 points.
That was J.D. Mojado who got into the backfield, and Trigg was running for his life at the back of the end zone. It's 12-0 Union. That's the first safety we've had to call this year.
Yeah, once you're backed up that far, that deep, your margin of error is very thin. And for Emery, it cost him 2 points with the penalties, and now they got to punt the football back.
12-0 with 6:44 to play in the first half. For as disastrous as this game has been for Emery early on, they only trail by 12 points.
Yeah, it's just about getting Union. I mean, they forced a turnover last time they got them off the field. Offensively, they couldn't do anything with it. But you've got to get some points. If you can get them off the field here, get some points right before the half, you get the ball back to start the third quarter. That'd be big.
Defense has actually played well. I know Union had that terrific opening drive that took about 6 minutes off of the clock, but since that point, Emery defense has forced a turnover. They allowed only a field goal on a short 40-yard field. The defense has not played bad in this first half.
Yeah, the problem is the offense just not giving that defense a breather. Defense has been out there an awful lot. And the way Union plays, wears defense down pretty quick. You've got to help them out on the offensive end and get that defensive break over there.
Atwood will tee it up. He'll get a running start on the free kick from the 20. End over end, deep kick. Union will return it at their own 23 to the 25-30, 35, now to the 40. There is a block in the back, And we also have a flag at the 49-yard line. Would have been a terrific return for Union, but with that block in the back, it's going to be returning deep in their own territory. So that actually will work out okay for Emery out of the free kick.
Yeah, two-handsy, the Union Cougars on that special teams play with a lot of blocks in the back to bring that football back from the original point of the return.
Jess Larson had a full head of steam to attempt the tackle. See where they officially mark this ball. That's what I'm curious on. The flag, they say, was at the 42-yard line. So that'll mark it back to the 32. You'll take that yardage if you're Emery on the free kick. Typically, you're looking at net territory almost immediately. 1st and 10, Union on their own 32-yard line. Labrum, the quarterback, he is up underneath center. He takes the snap. Emery trying to stack the box, but again, a hard-nosed run by the Cougars, pulling forward and an additional 3 to 4 yards off of the initial contact. Gavin Roberts continues to impress as he takes the ball to the 38-yard line.
No, Jordan, Emery right now, they're trying to strip that football away, and as they're doing it, though, they're not tackling him. They're not bringing him down. He's just spinning. He's just backing up, keeping the feet moving. That's 2-3 yards extra each time.
Gain of 6 on first down, 2nd and 4. Labrum this time goes to Roberts. Roberts has enough for the first down. He's able to bulldoze his way past the 42, just shy of the 43, but enough to move the sticks with 5:59 to play here in the first half. Momentum certainly on Union's side, trying to take advantage and double dip after the safety. Labrum again up underneath center, calls for a man in motion. They wanted to pitch to the outside, and we have movement from the Cougars. Cruz Labrum was the man coming in motion. 1st and 10 is now 1st and 15. Wanted to bring him on the out pitch, and I think he had the corner. It would have closed up early, as Emery did have Leffler off of the outside to try to contain, but it still would have been a positive yardage.
Yeah, with his speed and his ability to be shifty, it would have been positive yards. Instead, cost them 5 yards.
So now they're back at their own 38-yard line. Labrum again up underneath center. 1st and 15. Emery stacks the box again. Labrum wants to take it himself. Gets past the original line of scrimmage, beyond the 45 to the Union 46-yard line. And now it's a manageable 2nd down after the penalty. Union has not even remotely come close to throwing a football in this first half. They're not even making Emery think.
No, and they're not going to. And why should they? And until Emery gives them a reason to try to throw the football, this is what we're going to get. The rugby scrum type offense.
2nd down and 7, handoff. And this one goes to Mojado into Emery territory past the 50 to the 49-yard line. It is 3rd down. But again, good yardage. Under 5 minutes to play now in the first half.
Yeah, after the penalty, a couple runs. Now they're 3rd down and about 2. Once again, this is where they've lived all night.
Ball is on Emery's side of the field. Emery defense looking to keep the Cougars off of the out of the end zone, rather. There's a fumble on the snap. Labrum goes down to grab it, but that's a big yardage, not a huge yardage loss. Back on their own side of the field. Now to the 48-yard line, and they got to get to the Emery 47. So 4th down coming up, and this is an interesting play call. I know it's manageable for Union the way they have played here in the first half, but Emery has been backed up, really poor field position all game long, and they will have an opportunity to take over on Union's side of the field if they can come up with a 4th down stop. Labrum with a handoff, and this is going to be close. I believe the Cougars got just enough for a first down. Boy, they needed 5, and I think they got it. That's exactly what they did. They got the first down. Depending on the spot, they'll give it to them.
Got 5 right, even with the 5 he needed, as that knee stayed up long enough as he falls forward to pick up the first down on 4th down and 5.
3 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first half. Union back on Emery's side of the field. There have been a few Union mistakes in this first half, but they have not really affected the game outside of the one fumble in the red zone. Labrum this time will keep it himself. He's got room to run. He's to the Emery 35, now inside to the 33-yard line. And so Labrum has been a beast, a handful for the Cougars. Handful for Emery, I should say, and it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, what a tough kid to try to bring down. He just stays upright, and then he knows he's going to take a pop. He pops back. He stays low. He spins, falls forward, and picks up a 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. That Union offensive line really winning the battle right now in the trenches. Emery stacking 8 in the box. Handoff goes to the big fella, Tice Miller, and Miller has a positive gain on 1st down. He's been automatic yardage.
Yeah, Miller stayed up. Everybody thought he was down, but he kept that arm and the knee up, and then he picks up 3 yards extra.
Turns out to be a 6-yard gain, close to a 7-yard pickup. It's a short 2nd and 4 for Union. Clock now down to 2 minutes and 43 ticks in the first half. Labrum trying to pick his spot off of the quarterback keeper, gets to the 20-yard line, and that will put Union in the red zone on 1st down. Well, they spotted at the 21, so just outside of the red zone. Now they move it up to the 20. We are in the red zone. 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
The last time in the red zone, they fumbled the football away at this spot exactly on the field they're at right now.
1st and 10. Labrum under center. Takes the snap. Wants to go right back to Miller, and Emery this time will hold him up for just a gain of 1. It's 2nd and 9. That's been tough to come by in this game, as he has been a handful. But we hit the 2-minute mark. This time the Cougars want to run the football. They get it out to the 16-yard line.
Manageable 3rd down play now. After that run, makes it 3rd down and about 6.
Third down. Big play. Snap, handoff. No. Labrum keeps it himself, goes around the end and finds the end zone on a 21-yard touchdown run. Or excuse me, a 16-yard touchdown run. And just like that, it's 18-0 Union.
That's great offensive play call. And for Union, they think everything's going to go one way, and then they just shift everything the opposite direction of where the defense flowed. And he goes untouched into the end zone, does Labrum, to make this 18-0 at the 1:23 mark of the 2nd quarter.
Duncan comes out to attempt the PAT. Snap is good, hold is good, and Duncan's sure leg puts it right down Broadway. $1:23 left in the first half. Union extends that lead 19-0. Emery will have about 83 seconds to try to make some magic happen at the end of the first half when we return.
Discover the strength and beauty of Flawless Sheeting's metal siding and roofing solutions. Designed to endure and crafted to conserve energy, the products offered by Flawless Sheeting ensure your home not only looks good, but feels good too. Plus, they come with a 40-year warranty. Enjoy superior durability and enhanced comfort year-round with new roofing from Flawless Sheeting. Ready to upgrade? Call Flawless Sheeting at 636-7300 and elevate the way you live.
The Spartans play here.
Hudson Grange, number 10, receiver.
Garrett Conover, number 23.
On 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
All Union so far in this game, 19-0. The Emery offense will have an opportunity to try to get some points before the end of the first half. And Travis, I know it's not necessarily a quick strike offense, but if you can double dip here at the end of the first half, you're right back in this ballgame.
Hey, you've got to figure out a way to put some points up here at the 1:23 mark because you get the ball back. So any points will do. Touchdown would be nice, but you got to get points.
Here's the end-over-end kick. Emery will return it from the 5, now to the 10, 15 to the 20-yard line. Still on his feet past the 25. And that's where they will start this final drive of the first half. It's Conover on the return.
Yeah, Emery's got to take a shot down the field there, I think, on first down. You've got to utilize something, pick up a big chunk play with 1:17 left here before half.
Big time play here for Emery. Big time series, I should say. Out of the shotgun, trips right side, and there is some movement. Who is the guilty party? Should be an encroachment against Union, I would believe.
Looked like the black jerseys came across first.
They did. Free 5 yards for Emery. Ball now goes to the 31. $1:17 left here in the first half on a very, very big possession. Emery trying to get that goose egg off the board. Jensen out of the shotgun set once again. 3 wideouts right side. Trigg, shoulder high snap, 2-step drop, quick pass, fires. It is caught by Atwood. Jaden's got that ball just at the first down marker for a gain of 5. 1st and 10, Emery.
That's a strong catch by Atwood. Knows he's going to take a pop, hangs onto the football, and makes the catch.
Emery goes tempo with 1:03 to play in the first half. Trigg, shoulder high snap, 3-step drop, steps up into the pocket, overshoots everyone. It's intercepted. That ball intercepted by Labrum at the 42-yard line on Union's side of the field. And Emery right now just cannot catch a break.
That's just an overthrow. It's the right play, and it's the right call. And if he sits right in the spot and the ball's right there on the money, it's a first down and more. Instead, it sails over his head, and the waiting arms of Labrum, who should have had a pick earlier in the first quarter, this time he comes up with a pick.
1st and 10 Union, they're at the 42, and all of a sudden, if you're Emery, you're looking at a disaster if the Cougars find a way to strike with 51 seconds left. They have yet to throw a pass in this first half. Perhaps now would be the time. Let's see what they do. Emery again going to stack 8 in the box. Handoff, and it's nothing that we haven't seen on the carry that go around by Mojado. He gets a gain of 2. Union will go to the no huddle. We have 40 seconds and counting left in the first half. Labrum is back up underneath center. Calls for a man in motion, takes the snap. This time Labrum fakes it, misdirection, goes around the outside. He's got room to run to the 40, 35, 30. Labrum down the sideline is caught from behind on an excellent open field tackle by Bo Stilson. But Labrum gets it all the way to the 23-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Cougars.
There's nothing sneaky about what Labrum did. He just found a seam. It should have been a loss of yards. Instead, he stretches as far as he can. He cuts it back inside, and then he breaks towards the Emery sideline, and he picks up a first down and more with 24 seconds left here in the second quarter, and Union knocking on the door for more points.
We do have an injury timeout out of the field. We're going to take it as well. The score right now with the final 24 ticks of the first half. Union 19, Emery nothing. Union approaching the red zone to try to get more points when we return.
We're not going out on a limb when we say,
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen. Fantastic food, fun atmosphere. Known for their made-from-scratch pizzas, Juniper has the very best pastas, burgers, salads, wraps, hoagies, paninis, appetizers, loaded sodas, desserts, vegan and vegetarian options. Dine in for lunch or dinner, Tuesday through Friday, 11 till 8. Saturdays, noon till 8. Order online at juniperkitchenutah.com with DoorDash delivery. Stop beating around the bush for a great meal.
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen and Price.
The Spartans play here.
Hassan Grange, number 10, receiver.
Garrett Conover, number 23.
On 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
1st down and 10 for Emery, or for Union, from the Emery 24-yard line. Time a ticking, end around. It's Cruz Labrum, and Labrum gets it inside the 20. He did not get first down yardage, and so the Cougars will have to take a timeout. He does put the ball to the 18-yard line. You were already well in field goal range for Cody Duncan. But if you're Union, you got to be thinking touchdown here because there is a big difference between a 22-point lead at the break and a 26-point lead at the break.
Yeah, and the way Union's running the football, the way Emery's missing tackles, you're just one, missed tackle away from punching that in for 6 more. But you got to give credit to Union's front line, that offensive line. They have blocked their butts off all night.
It's a tough out for a lot of teams.
Yeah, the way they just control the clock, they grind things out, and we knew possessions were going to be limited. And you look up, 17 seconds left, and it just seems like Emery hasn't even touched the football that much offensively.
No, they haven't, and I mean they've had very quick offensive possessions on top of everything else. 17 seconds left, 2nd down and 4 for Union. Labrum keeps it himself. Emery with a disciplined play. He is close to the first down marker. Remember, the clock would stop momentarily on a first down. He did not get the first down. It's now 3rd and 1 from the 14, and the Cougars will take another timeout with 10 seconds left in the first half. It's getting interesting as far as situational football is concerned and how you kind of handle this late.
Yeah, this is a curious call right now on 3rd down when you know that they're going to run the football, they're going to pick it up. Clock's going to stop momentarily, but you're not really going to have enough time for another play, are you?
Would you take 3 here? Because regardless, if you take the 3 from Duncan, it's still a 3-score game.
Yeah,
I'm going for it. If I'm taking a couple of shots to the end zone here.
We haven't seen him throw the ball
Not
yet.
once, no.
But at some point now in this situation, you're probably going to have to.
3rd down and 1. You called it on a first down. As soon as the play is dead, the clock will stop. Now, if you can get out of bounds, that would give you enough time to get the field goal unit out. But it's also important to note that the ball is placed right now on the far left hash mark. And I don't think that's a problem for Duncan. He's got a sure leg. But it's a lot more difficult the closer you get to play off the angle for a field goal.
I think they're going to stretch this thing towards the Emery side of things. And
Gannon Labrum is under center. Takes the snap, option, pitch out, right side. And this goes close to the goal line with 3 seconds. The clock will stop a timeout out on the field. Wadahomagee was the ball carrier. He tried to stretch it to the outside. He gets a first down. That is irrelevant with 3 seconds. Final timeout for the Cougars on what will be the final play of the first half, barring a penalty.
Yeah, they went to the Emery side of things, and he almost busted it loose into the end zone. 3 seconds left, first down. Ball just sits at the 2-yard line. Decision time. I say go now. I'm not taking the 3. I'm going for the touchdown at the 2-yard line. I'm just going to run the football like I have and hope for the best.
Ball is just shy of the 2. And this Union offense has been able to pick up 2 yards at will throughout this game. Offense will stay out on the field.
I think Emery is going to think that they're going to go middle, and I think Union is going to pitch that ball to the outside and try to get to that pylon area.
Mojado is the deep back. Labrum is up underneath center. Emery stacks the box yet again. 3 ticks left. Handoff, Mojado. Did he get into the end zone? He did, yes. Touchdown. And it's 25-0 Union on a touchdown from J.D. Mojado.
Get behind the blockers, and they do a good job of leading the charge, and he walks into the end zone with no time remaining. And that's an efficient drive by Union once again.
Duncan to attempt the PAT with no time on the clock. Looking to make this a 26-0 Union advantage. Snap is clean, and Duncan with his strong leg boots it through, and that takes us to the end of the first half. All Union here on homecoming. They lead the Spartans 26-0. Coming up, the halftime report brought to you by Dr. Daniel Cowley at Castle Valley Orthodontics. We'll talk about a first half that has been thoroughly dominated by the Union Cougars when we return.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Smile. We understand what you want from a local orthodontist, and here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
Having a great local pharmacy that you can rely on is important. At Price Family Pharmacy, transferring your prescriptions is simple and hassle-free. Just call us at 637-3737 and we'll take care of the rest. Need your medication delivered right to your door? We offer free delivery to make your life even easier. Managing multiple medications? Ask about our convenient med packing services to keep you organized and on track. Visit Price Family Pharmacy and experience a team that genuinely cares. Feel better about your pharmacy. Choose Price Family Pharmacy today.
You're looking for somewhere you could be proud to work. Komatsu is looking for you. Komatsu is a leading manufacturer of construction, mining, forestry, and industrial heavy equipment. Komatsu currently has openings for seasoned welders, journeyman electricians, and MSHA certified electricians, as well as master machinists. At Komatsu, not only will your skills be rewarded with competitive wages, but you'll also enjoy benefits like a robust 401k plan. Grow with Komatsu. Go to komatsu.com or call Tanner at 636-6150.
The more things change,
the more they stay the same.
Yes, Mr. Automotive has a new building in Huntington.
But that just means the services they offer just got better.
Detailing and mechanic work are being added to the already great service Mr. Automotive had already offered.
And all deals are still done with the owner at the lowest prices possible.
New building, same best prices, and more auto services. Go to MrAutomotiveSales.com or stop by the dealership, 21 South Main, Huntington. Mr. Automotive, the best for less.
Imagine a smooth, hassle-free journey to the front door of your new home with the Driggs Mortgage Team guiding you every step of the way. Hi, this is Greg Driggs. Our seasoned experts understand the ins and outs of home financing and refinancing. Come visit us at our new permanent address, 8 East Main in Price, where we plan to be a staple for years to come. Start your journey today. Call 801-427-3577. The Driggs Mortgage Team, NMLS number 272076, Equal Housing Opportunity. Driggs Mortgage Team is a DBA of Premier Mortgage Resources, LLC, NMLS 1169.
In the heart of Carbon and Emery counties, Quick Realty is here to help you make the right move. Experience the future of home buying with our Matterport 3D tours, giving you an immersive look at your potential home from anywhere. Meet our dedicated team of local professionals, just real people who care, walking you through every step of the way. As a Zillow Premier and Realtor.com specialist, Quick Realty is your trusted expert, handling everything from residential, commercial, and mountain properties to property management. Your dream home is just a call away. Let Quick Realty help you find it.
Transform your space with Spectrum Paint featuring PPG paint, the ideal choice for any home project. Imagine a kaleidoscope of colors at your fingertips, from soothing pastels to vibrant primaries. Whether revamping a room or adding character to your exteriors, Spectrum Paint makes every brush stroke count. Dive into a spectrum where quality meets creativity and paint your world with us. Visit Spectrum Paint to find the perfect shade for your home today.
Picture this. A sudden burst pipe, flames engulfing your kitchen. Disaster strikes when you least expect it. But fear not, because Restore Wizard of Price is here to save the day. Their team of restoration experts is ready to tackle any fire or flood emergency from start to finish. They're not just here to fix the damage, they're here to restore your peace of mind. Don't let disaster catch you off guard. Call Restore Wizard of Price, 637-9165. Restore Wizard, the magic of a fresh start.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in eastern Utah.
Looking for financial solutions? At Cache Valley Bank, they're here to help. Whether you need commercial loans, mortgages, or expert financial advising, they've got you covered. Visit them today on the corner of First West and Main Street. Cache Valley Bank, your partner in financial success.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Plumbing issues don't happen every day, but when they do, it's good to know that there's a plumber you can trust right here in the Castle Country. The Swell Plumber has over 30 years of experience and has proven that he's reliable. Here's what some customers have said about the Swell Plumber.
Kurt was amazing. He came out to the house the same day and got quotes to us very quickly.
Kurt kept in touch with us with updates as things progressed. I was definitely pleased.
For residential and commercial plumbing, go to theswellplumber.com and book your appointment today.
When your comfort is on the line, trust the experts who care. At Air Temp Heating and Cooling, we've been
Country Vet, they believe every pet deserves a touch of love and expert care. You can trust Dr. Harmer and Dr. Kelly. They're not just veterinarians, but passionate pet lovers, dedicated to nurturing your furry friends like family. From routine checkups to emergency interventions, you and your pet will experience compassionate, professional care every step of the way. Let Castle Country Vet help your pets lead the happiest, healthiest lives. Call Castle Country Vet today, 637-5797, because love is a four-legged word.
At Clean Cut Roofing and Siding, they believe every home deserves to look its best. Since 2003, Clean Cut Roofing and Siding has been transforming homes and businesses with precision and care, ensuring your peace of mind with every shingle and siding panel installed. Whether you're updating an old look, repairing storm damage, or bringing life back to your storefront, trust them to handle every detail. Visit cleancutroofingsiding.com to schedule your free consultation. Clean Cut Roofing and Siding, where quality meets craft.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
Having a great local pharmacy that you can rely on is important. At Price Family Pharmacy, transferring your prescriptions is simple and hassle-free. Just call us at 637-3737 and we'll take care of the rest. Need your medication delivered right to your door? We offer free delivery to make your life even easier. Managing multiple medications? Ask about our convenient med packing services to keep you organized and on track. Visit Price Family Pharmacy and experience a team that genuinely cares. Feel better about your pharmacy. Choose Price Family Pharmacy today.
Welcome to the Emery Spartans Halftime Report, brought to you by Castle Valley Orthodontics. Call them at 637-2222 and schedule your free consultation for a smile that will last a lifetime.
It is halftime here at Union High School, and the score right now, well, it definitely favors the Union Cougars. They lead Emery. The score right now, 26-0. And Travis, that was all Union in the first half. I mean, they were thoroughly dominant of the Spartans.
Yeah, for Union, they controlled clock, controlled tempo, ran the football right at Emery, and the Emery defense just couldn't get them off the field. The offense struggled a little bit, and with that 26-0 lead here at Union, that's what Union wants. They want a lead like that because they know Emery's not accustomed to coming from behind and scoring points in bunches.
No, it's going to be difficult for the Spartans. There's no doubt about it. And if we go back and we take a look at some of the things that worked for Emery in that first half, I know there wasn't a whole lot on the offensive side of the ball, but really at one particular time there was a spark coming in from Traxton Conover out of the backfield. That was the lengthiest drive for Emery. It did stall on Union's side of the field, but they did find some success with Conover.
They had some success with Conover like you talked about, but it stalled out. And then penalties backed them up. It converted into a safety for Union. And Emery right now having all sorts of problems tackling around the edges or inside.
Again, not a ton of stats to go off of. Trig Jensen has not had a ton of time to throw the football. I believe he's only thrown 5 or 6 passes in this game, and those 5 or 6 passes only accumulated for what I have is 7 yards through the air. Now, a lot of that has to do with Union's defense. They've been very aggressive, and Emery has had a few costly penalties that have really put the drive in a difficult spot early on. They're playing from behind the sticks.
In the opening drive on offense after Union scored the initial touchdown was a fumble, a loss, a bad snap, led to a punt. Union gets the ball, they go down and score. But offensively right now, Emery's got some work to do, and they've got to continue to take shots down the field. The last time they attempted it, it was picked off. It was an overshoot. The play was there. He just overshot his wide receiver, and Labram right there, the safety, made the pick.
Now, the one thing I will say, when you go up against this Union team, they're going to try to wear you down up front. But the way they want to play football, if you can force a quick 3 and out, you can change the course of the game in a big hurry. But you have to play disciplined football up front and get quick outs here in the second half. Otherwise, the final 2 quarters are going to go by way too fast if you want a chance to win this game.
Yeah, Emery gets the ball to start the third quarter. They have to score. They have to move the ball down the field. They've got to move quick, and they've got to get 7 points. If they don't get 7 points on this drive, Union is pretty much just going to salt away the third quarter clock. They're going to run the football, and Emery hasn't shown the ability to slow it down. And if you look up at that point, and the way Union's moving the ball, it's going to be 33-34 nothing.
Yes, and again, I think that this is a difficult team to play from behind on with Union because of the way that they have the way that they actually play, right? They control the clock. It is very difficult to come back on this team. If you're Emery, what's the keys to getting back into it, Travis, over the final 2 quarters?
They just got to tackle. Right now, they cannot make a tackle. Everything is the second layer of the defense by the Union when they're running the football. So instead of being second down and 9, second down and 10, it's third down and 5, third down and 4, third down and 3, second down and 3. They've just been in such short yardage situations for Union, and it's cake for them to pick up the first downs.
It's been difficult for Emery. It has been tough sledding in this ball game as we are at the extended halftime report due to homecoming here at Union High School. The score right now, 26-0 Cougars. We take a look at the scoring plays of the first half. Early on, first drive of the game, it was a lengthy drive. Took about 6 minutes for Union to get that first score. And at the 6:20 mark, J.D. Mojado scored from a yard out to cap off an excellent drive.
Now, Mojado's such an efficient runner. He keeps his head upfield. He keeps the feet moving, and then when he gets hit, he bounces off, he spins, and he just falls forward. And each one of these runners for Union, they do a good job of just keeping things moving. And they only had one mistake on the fumble where Emery's defense did a good job of punching that free, but you can see Emery trying to strip, trying to punch free, and so far these running backs not allowing anything.
We go back to the first drive for Emery, which kind of led to the second drive for Union. It was a disaster for the Spartans. I mean, it was a quick 3 and out. They lost about 20 yards of offense, roughly, and Emery had a punt out of their own end zone. Union got the ball at the 40-yard line. They marched down. Emery played that bend but don't break. The Cougars got in the red zone. They had to settle for a field goal, and it was Cody Duncan from 32 yards out. He made it 10-0 Union in the first quarter, but if you're Emery, you felt positive about that, right? Because it wasn't as if you were really in a bad spot knowing that you gave Union a very short field.
Yeah, it only cost you 3 points off that bad opening series, which the way Union maneuvered on that first drive, you're like, oh, here we go, 6 more, going to turn the extra point, make it 7. But Emery, offensively, they just got to find some big play, some chunk play down the field to keep the Union defense at bay, keep them honest. That way you can run the football. But it's been a struggle, and you got to give credit to Union's offense, the offensive line, the way they ran the ball, and especially the Union defense who shut Emery out here in the first half.
When we go back to that first half and we look at the way things kind of really turned in favor for Union, it really came in the second quarter, right? They got a safety. Again, defensively, they were outstanding. They forced Emery into a very tough spot, and Travis, that turned out to be 2 points.
Well, the penalties really derailed what Emery wanted to do. It pushed him back to the 1.5-yard line. Next play after the penalty, when you're backed up at that deep territory and you get pressure from the edges and your quarterback's scrambling and he's got nowhere to go and there's not a lot of room in the back of the end zone, that's where he ran. He touches the paint in the back of the end zone for the safety.
And then it brings us to where we were at in the second half. Again, another score on the ensuing play, 16-yard run from Labrum, made it 19-0. And then on the final play of the first half, what happens? More points for the Cougars.
Yeah, and they score easily. They got a third down situation. They stretch the field with a little pitch play. They get down to the 2-yard line. There's 3 seconds left. The aggressive nature of this team and their coach. And it's a walk-in touchdown as time expires, and that's the final point of the first half, and we sit 26-0 Union.
Union with a hefty advantage about 5 minutes away from the second half. We'll send it back to the studio. Right now, it's the halftime report brought to you by Dr. Daniel Cowley at Castle Valley Orthodontics.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
Transform your space with Spectrum Paint featuring PPG paint, the ideal choice for any home project. Imagine a kaleidoscope of colors at your fingertips, from soothing pastels to vibrant primaries. Whether revamping a room or adding character to your exteriors, Spectrum Paint makes every brush stroke count. Dive into a spectrum where quality meets creativity and paint your world with us. Visit Spectrum Paint to find the perfect shade for your home today.
Picture this. A sudden burst pipe, flames engulfing your kitchen. Disaster strikes when you least expect it. But fear not, because Restore Wizard of Price is here to save the day. Their team of restoration experts is ready to tackle any fire or flood emergency from start to finish. They're not just here to fix the damage, they're here to restore your peace of mind. Don't let disaster catch you off guard. Call Restore Wizard of Price, 637-9165. Restore Wizard, the magic of a fresh start.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in eastern Utah.
When your comfort is on the line, trust the experts who care. At Air Temp Heating and Cooling, we've been dedicated to keeping Castle Country cozy since 1999. Our certified technicians are ready with 24/7 emergency service and the latest knowledge in heating and cooling technology. As a proud Bryant authorized dealer, we'll do whatever it takes to ensure your home or business stays comfortable year-round. Call Air Temp Heating and Cooling today at 637-4468.
At Castle Country Vet, they believe every pet deserves a touch of love and expert care. You can trust Dr. Harmer and Dr. Kelly. They're not just veterinarians, but passionate pet lovers, dedicated to nurturing your furry friends like family. From routine checkups to emergency interventions, you and your pet will experience compassionate, professional care every step of the way. Let Castle Country Vet help your pets lead the happiest, healthiest lives. Call Castle Country Vet today, 637-5797, because love is a four-legged word.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving a hearty omelet, a fresh salad, our golden curly fries, or our mouth-watering pastas, we've got you covered. And we're open 7 days a week. So come on down to Farlano's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration. Remember, it's where the locals eat. Visit us at Farlano's, where great food and great company come together. See you soon.
The Spartans play here on 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
Second half about to begin right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM as we prepare for the second half. The score right now, Union 26, Emery nothing. And Travis, Emery's going to get the ball first. They get first crack at it here in the second half. This is a huge possession.
Huge possession, first chance for the offense to come out. 26-0. You're still in the game, but this opening drive of the third quarter is the biggest drive so far for Emery in this game. They've got to come away with points somehow, some way.
26-0 the score as we get set for the third quarter. You're 100% right. They got to figure out a way to get points if they want to remain or at least be competitive here in the second half.
Yeah, you've got to put a little pressure on Union. Right now, Union playing carefree. There's no pressure on them, up 26-0. If you can get a touchdown on this opening drive, that's a little statement coming out in the halftime break. And then you put pressure on the Union offense to come out and try to do something. But you've got to score. I mean, if you come out and you're 3 and out and you punt and you give a short field, that might do it.
Well, the short field or the long field, it has not really mattered for the Cougars in this game tonight. They have been able to take care of business on the field on the offensive side. And you know what? They're winning the trenches. That's what's made it so lopsided.
Yeah, they've dominated every aspect of this game so far in the first half.
26-0 the score. Emery's offense comes out on the field. Again, we want to welcome the viewing audience on our YouTube channel, Castle Country Radio Emery. Also on the KSL Sports app. It's been a pleasure to be a part of the KSL high school sports coverage throughout the state, putting Emery Spartan football in more homes than ever before. That is the idea behind it. Highlight our amazing student athletes. Third quarter about to get underway. Duncan will come out to kick the ball away for Union. We'll see if Emery can start to stuff the stats category. As in that first half, 7 yards passing is what I have Emery down for. Atwood with 5, Stilson with 4. That was about the extent of it.
Yeah, but, stats they're not always, the telling aspect.
There's context behind
but
it, right?
They haven't been in position to pass the football. They haven't been on the field offensively enough. It's been 55 seconds, a minute. They haven't been in the, offensively been out there long enough to do anything offensively to pass the football.
There's the kick. Duncan with that strong leg will send it to the 1-yard line. So Emery will have a chance for a return. And this time it's Cray Leroy, and Cray will take it out to the 25-yard line, and that's where Emery will set up shop. 75 yards of green in front on the first drive of the second half.
But Union does a good job. Their corners, they come up, they jam. They don't allow the wide receivers to get any separation, and there's no windows to make throws. The one throw he had, he just overshot it, and it was picked off.
Emery comes out with 2 on each side, 1 on the backfield. And now a motion out. Triggs going to keep it himself. There's room to run. 30, 35. Trigg is tripped up at the 37-yard line. So a gain of 12 for Trigg Jensen. He's got 14 yards rushing now on the ball game, and that is the longest play from scrimmage of the game for Emery.
That's a great design to get the motion, and then that gap vacates, and you pick up a first down with the run.
First and 10, Trigg, handoff. This one goes to Conover, and Conover is able to push it up to the 40-yard line. I like the rhythm that Traxton found at times in that first half. He had one really efficient drive. That's his 5th carry. He's got 18 yards on the game. And Emery with the ball now with a 40. They want to go tempo. They want to keep this Union defense guessing with 11:18 and counting to play here in the opening half. The opening quarter of the second half. Trigg. Shoulder high snap, quick pass over the middle, caught by Bo Stilson. Bo takes it into Union territory to the 46-yard line.
It's a nice pitch and catch. It's a quick slant. Good strong throw, beautiful catch to haul it in. First down on the Union side of things. And going up tempo now has thrown Union. They can't get set defensively.
17-yard pickup. Handoff now to Conover. He's got room to run. Conover is into the open field, and he'll take it for a gain of 15. So Traxton finding a rhythm, and Emery finally starting to chew up some big chunks of real estate, and they are as deep as they have been all game long in the Union side of the field. Handoff again. Conover, this time he's brought down to the backfield for a loss of 1. And again, the Cougars not fooled that go-around. Big-time defensive play. And you can give that defensive line a lot of credit that go-around. It was Cash Daniels.
Yeah, Cash Daniels just swam through, made the play, and stopped them for no gain to make this 2nd down and 10.
Second down and 10 as Trigg throws a dangerous pass all the way across field to Cray Leroy. And Cray is going to lose 4 yards. And so now Emery faced with 3rd and 14.
You're better just batting that down. Instead of taking the loss, you're better just dropping the football. It had no chance to develop. You have to come back, and then you have to spin. And defensively, they're already set.
Emery trying to stretch the field on that play, and now it's 3rd down and 14. Promising drive faced with a little bit of adversity. Back to pass. Trigg, quick out, finds an open receiver for a moment. Conover climbs the ladder for a nice pickup of about 5 yards. Problem is, it's 4th down and 9.
You know you were in no man's land. You know it's 4-down territory, so you're just trying to pick up the lost yards back, which they do, and they make this 4th down and 9.
So it's Traxton Conover or Garrett Conover. It's been a great drive for those two. 4th down and 9, Emery trying to extend. Trigg rolls out right side, throws on the run, incomplete. It was intended for Bo Stilson, and that is excellent secondary coverage, a turnover on downs, and the Cougars manage to keep that Emery goose egg out on the board despite some early success.
That's a great job by Jackson Graham to get his paw up and at the last second tip that football, because if he doesn't get his arm up, that's a catch. That's a 1st down inside the 20-yard line. Instead, it's the 2nd turnover on downs tonight by Emery.
So 9:33 to play in the 3rd. 26-0 Union with a lead, and the Cougars will have the ball.
A lot of positives, then those 2 negative plays killed the drive once again.
And off. This one goes to Mojado around the right side, past the Emery 35-yard line. It's a gain of 5, so it is 2nd down and 5 coming up. And 1st down yardage has been huge for Union tonight.
Now we have to watch and see when Emery gets the football back here in the 3rd quarter. We're at the 9:15 mark and rolling. And the way Union likes to milk the clock, take their time, possessions.
2nd down and 5. Handoff into the backfield. It's Mojado again. He gets it to the 37-yard line. Shy of the 1st down sticks. Got to get to the 40. And so now Union faced with a 3rd and 3. Well, it was a promising drive.
The tempo worked. It's the negative plays that killed the tempo that stalled the drive.
3rd and 3. They go back to Mojado. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage. I don't believe he got to the 40.
Oh, he got a great spot.
Oh, man. Yes, he did. And on that second effort, they will give him the 1st down. I thought Emery had the 3rd down stop. That is not the case. 1st and 10 Union.
They got a beautiful spot. The ball, the nose of the football at the 40, and that's where they had to get.
First down and 10 for the Cougars. This time, Labrum will keep it himself. He's taken down from behind.
Picked up 1.
Not a bad defensive play that go around for Emery. We have called Tyson Johnson's name an awful lot tonight. Tyson Tennant was also in on that shared takedown. So 2nd and 9 for the Cougars. They have the ball at their own 41. Ball is on the near hash mark. Clock is moving. 7:45 and counting to play in the 3rd quarter. And again, the Union Cougars, they will work that clock. It'll move fast. Labrum is under center. Yet to throw a pass, takes his time, and once again, Johnson is in on the backfield, and Labrum will take a hit on a loss, and that is a rare negative yardage play for the Cougars.
Johnson.
I do believe they got a favorable spot. They say he got back to the line of scrimmage.
That's the 2nd time that the spot's been favorable. That was a loss. That ball should be on the other side of the 40. Instead, it's to the 39-yard line.
But still, Johnson again on a nice takedown for Emery. Under 7 minutes to play in the 3rd. Pitch going off to the right side, and this will go for great yardage on 3rd and long. Enough for the 1st down? Yes. Run out to the 50-yard line. And that has been the story of the game. Dylan Murphy, what a homage on the carry. First down.
Yeah, so the ball should have been at the 39. They set it at the 41. He gets up to the 50. It's a first down. Just like that. Just follows his blockers and gets to midfield.
Cougars continuing to take time off the clock. And I believe we have a pre-snap penalty that'll work against the Cougars. They've had a few pre-snap penalties tonight. They've had a couple of big ones that has not really affected any drive. The lone negative when you take a look at these drives for Union, it was the fumble in the red zone. Other than that, they've been able to overcome some mistakes that could be costly. Emery has not been able to take advantage of them. 5-yard penalty, now back to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, with all the moving parts, guys pulling,
yep.
That's going to happen.
For sure. 1st and 15 from their own 45. Handoff, and this goes for a good gain on first down past the original line of scrimmage onto Emery's side of the field. Gavin Roberts picks up a good 7 yards to make it 2nd and 8.
Gets all the way to the Emery 48-yard line after that run on 2nd down now. And you look up, approaching 6 minutes in the third quarter.
Man coming in motion. Handoff, and Emery's defense quick to collapse this time. Hole filled up quickly. Gain of only 2 yards. That was Roberts yet again. And now it's 3rd down and 6.
4-down territory for Union.
And they have it at 3rd and 5 on the scoreboard, but the ball is placed at the 46-yard line. Got to get to the 40. See if that matters. 5.5 now in the third quarter. Motion man is coming. Handoff back to Roberts. If you want to take a guess at who was in the backfield for the takedown, once again, for Emery, again, it is Tyson Johnson.
Yeah, he's been the best player defensively, I think, tonight for Emery High. And they're not 4 down. They're punting.
This will be the first punt of the ball game for the Cougars. And if you are the Cougar coaching staff, Coach Gurr, you'll take that, right? I mean, you've been able to control the clock, the line of scrimmage. Only 1 punt, up 4 scores. Bobbled handle, still able to get the punt away. That was heads up, and it takes a Union bounce, and that is the story of the evening tonight. Emery just cannot seem to catch a break. The punt was Caden Womack. He had a problem controlling the snap. It hit the ground. He picked it up. Emery was playing for the return. He was able to get it away. It takes a Union bounce into the 10, all the way down to the 9-yard line.
Can't catch it cleanly. Fumbles it. No pressure because you said they're playing for the return. So he knows he has time, and then he kicks it, and that thing rolls all the way down the field and comes to a stop.
Almost a rugby-style kick. Trig Jensen, the quarterback, back out of the shotgun, trips left side. Here on the first play of the second drive of the second half. Trigg, shoulder high, back to pass. He's under pressure. Retreats back to the end zone. Lost the football. Flag comes out. I believe Union. I want to say Union recovered. They did not. It looks as if Emery popped on the ball, but there is a flag back in the end zone.
No idea how he avoided the safety.
Me neither. The shiftiness of Trig Jensen able to extend that play. Flag is down back at the 2-yard line. And now we await the official to see what the ruling is. Face mask against the Cougars. I couldn't tell from this angle. It looked as if it was awkward. And Trigg had a weird head movement. Couldn't tell if maybe it was a horse collar or if it was a face mask. So it was a face mask. Emery gets the ball out now to the 15-yard line. And it is 1st and 5. Got to get to the 20 to move the sticks. Under 5 to play in the third quarter. Trigg out of the shotgun. Delayed handoff. This will go for positive yardage. A gain of 2 on the carry. So now looking at 2nd down. Actually, they'll rule it.
That's 2nd down. Play coming up. 2 yards to go.
That was Conover again. They actually give him 4 yards on that.
Favorable spot.
Yep.
We'll take it.
2nd and 1. Trigg out of the shotgun, 3 wideouts right side. Quick pass, man-to-man coverage, incomplete. Trying to connect with Atwood, who had a little bit of leverage in man-to-man coverage with a quick in.
The throw's just a little low. If he hits Jaden in stride, he gets the first down and probably more with the speed because the corner had a bad angle.
3rd down and 1. Trigg is under center. Quarterback keeper has to get to the 20-yard line, and he does. That'll move the sticks. Trigg with a 2-yard quarterback keeper. He's got 16 yards rushing.
Just can't get anything through the air. It's just not been there. No opportunities to try to throw downfield.
It's a very fast-moving quarter. Under 4 minutes already in the third. Nobody has scored in this period. It looked like a broken play. Trigg tries to get the pass away. He does, fighting off a sack. He had Atwood in the vicinity. The ball hits the ground. Incomplete at 2nd and 10. Great play by Trigg to avoid a negative.
It looks like Atwood maybe got held on the outside just a little bit, and as he's coming back, that stopped his momentum, slowed him up to come back towards the football to make the catch.
It is 2nd and 10. Trigg out of the shotgun. Looking, dump off, wants to go into the flats, incomplete. Had Conover in the vicinity.
It's a loss even if it's caught.
Yeah, the hole was closing up, or the gap, I should say, closed up quickly. And that's another incomplete pass. That's 3 consecutive incomplete passes for Emery. 3rd and 10, definite passing situation. Clock stopped with 3:22 to play in the third. Emery faced with 3rd down and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Empty backfield, 5 wide out. 4-man front this time for the Cougars. They want to bring pressure on the edge. Trigg, under pressure, steps up, fires, overshoots Stilson, tipped and picked. It's picked off by Braden Fawcett, and Fawcett has the ball at the 35-yard line, the second interception of the evening, for Trigg Jensen.
Yeah, that one on Trigg again. Both those interceptions, it's bad reads, throwing it right into the traffic, and it's picked off the second time tonight. First one was an overshoot. This time it was underthrown just a little bit. And it bounces off a Union defender, pops in the air, and it's picked off.
Union in prime territory, plus territory to start this drive inside the Emery 35-yard line. 3:13 on 1st down here in the third quarter. Handoff, it goes to Majado, and he goes nowhere. So Emery's defense has played a little bit more stiff here in the third quarter. Big yardage has been difficult to come by for Union in between the tackles. But they are in complete control of this game as they continue to eat clock. Under 3 to play in the third, still 26-0.
The opportunity's been there for Emery's offense, just can't get anything going.
This time Union trying to go to the outside, and this goes for big yardage. That's Labrum. He'll take it to the house on a 33-yard run. He made not 1, not 2, but 3 Emery defenders miss. And Cruz Labrum makes it 32-0 Union.
Everything bit to the inside, and Cruz Labrum goes down the sideline into the end zone, and it's 32-0.
Duncan comes out for the PAT. And he has been on the money all night long. Snap is high. Labrum gets it down, and Duncan makes easy work of the PAT. 33-0 Union, 2:37 to play in the third. Emery's third possession of the third quarter when we return.
You're looking for somewhere you can be proud to work. Komatsu is looking for you. Komatsu is a leading manufacturer of construction, mining, forestry, and industrial heavy equipment. Komatsu currently has openings for seasoned welders, journeyman electricians, and MSHA certified electricians, as well as master machinists. At Komatsu, not only will your skills be rewarded with competitive wages, but you'll also enjoy benefits like a robust 401k plan. Grow with Komatsu. Go to komatsu.com or call Tanner at 636-6150.
The Spartans play here on 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
2:37 left in the third. All Union in this one, 33-0 over Emery. This Union defense is putting together just a brilliant performance.
Now, they've done a great job defensively. Offensively, they've controlled tempo. And
Controlled
it's domination.
trenches,
Yeah,
right?
From start to finish, they've dominated every aspect.
This is a Union team that I would not want to play when the weather gets a tad bit cooler. Wouldn't want to play this team with a wet field. I think they're a tough out. Teams that can run the ball are built for success later on in the season, and they can absolutely run the ball. They have yet to throw a pass in this game.
They just wear you down.
Was a decent return for Emery. It'll start the ball past the 30 at the 32-yard line, and I believe we have a cramp right now for a Spartan down on the ground. Emery will start with 68 yards in front of them with 2.5 to play here in the third quarter. What do you want to see from this offense on this drive?
Points. You've got to have a drive where you score points. Offensively, you've just got to figure out a way to come up with a big play against this defense. And I think you can get some momentum off that, and hopefully off that you can get into the end zone. You don't want to be shut out.
I believe it was Garrett Conover, if I'm not mistaken, who was able to walk off just to get through a cramp. First down, Emery. They have the ball right now at the 32-yard line. Trigg takes a snap, rolls out to the right side. He's got the RPO. He'll take it himself, gain of 2. So we're looking at 2nd and 8.
Yeah, this defense doesn't get fooled, though, do they?
No.
They just do a good job of filling the lane, staying where they should as a defense.
Trying to stretch it to the outside, but they are fast. And I think, you give Riker Oakden a lot of credit from that defensive end spot. He was able to contain Trigg trying to get to the outside corner. 2nd and 8. Quick pass, Emery using the slot. This will go for big yardage. Bo Stilson, he's on to Union's side of the field. Emery needed something of that nature, and that's a gain of 19 yards to Bo Stilson.
They did a little cross route play that freed him up as the corner bit. The safety has to come up and make the play. He doesn't. He misses the tackle. The second line of defense then comes in. Not before it's a first down on the Union side of the field.
They have the ball at the Union 47. Emery has been able to get it into net territory, but they haven't been able to take advantage. Deep pass, trying to go to Cray Leroy, and it is intercepted. He had man-to-man with safety help coming over the top, and the interception goes to Caden Olson. He came down with the ball. He had Cruz Labrum lurking over the top of Leroy. Trigg tried to test the waters deep, and it's his 3rd interception of the night.
It's 1-on-1 to the outside. Give credit to Olson, who comes up. He gets the football first, and that's the 3rd interception tonight.
I know Coach Famalo was talking about winning the turnover battle. Emery certainly not going to be able to do that tonight.
Yeah,
I don't mind the risk by Trigg. You just got to.
No, sorry, Jordan. You got to take a chance.
Yeah.
And we talked about it in the open. What Emery had to do to come on the road. You couldn't turn the ball over. 3 turnovers.
They have it right now. Union does on their own 22-yard line. Labrum's going to keep it himself. He has positive yardage past the 25 up to the 28-yard line. And Labrum has been so good. His decision-making and the way he's been able to read the Emery defense has been on point.
Yeah, he's a smart kid. Smart quarterback.
Tice Labrum will come in for the Cougars as well. Well-oiled machine tonight. 2nd down and 3. It was a gain of 7 for Labrum on first down. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Labrum takes the snap. He'll keep it himself. Picks his spot. Past the line of scrimmage. He's got the first down. And then it is a rugby scrum. He comes out on the other end of it. They give him the positive yardage up to the 34-yard line. Clock stops to set the sticks. They spot it at the 35. The forward progress rule in football has drastically changed at all levels. High school, college, professional.
Yep.
They let it go a tad bit longer than they used to. First down and 10 with the ball at the 35. Play action. Labrum, he might have to throw this ball. He does. He's got a man open. He finds Cruz Labrum. Flag comes out. Labrum past the 45 to the 47-yard line. It was a broken play, but you're seeing just how dynamic Gannon Labrum is. He was improvising, and he found Cruz Labrum for a nice pickup of 12 yards pending this penalty. An eligible man downfield will result in a 5-yard penalty, and that will negate the first pass of the night. But I'll tell you, we got to see what type of a player Labrum is. That was all ad-lib, Travis, and it nearly went for a 12-yard pickup. When you have those broken plays and you got to throw the ball downfield, odds are you have an ineligible man.
Dancing around back there so long, trying to find somebody. Anytime that happens, somebody wanders way too far down the field. That's what happened on that play, so all for none. But nonetheless, that was impressive to stay alive that long.
Ball at the 30. Union has 1st and 15. Penalties have not really hurt them. Handoff, that's the big fella. Dives forward. He is close to a gain of 5, so it's 2nd down and 10. Still a bit behind the sticks, but the impressive running from Tice Miller has been a factor in this game. He wants to run in between the guards and the tackles, and then you can kick it to the outside. You go outside the tackles with Mojado, or if it's Roberts, or if it's Labrum. There's a lot of different options with this. I don't want to call it a simple offense, but it's run with so many different weapons that can hurt you.
There's so many different guys, different levels, different abilities. And for Union, still no passing attempts because the penalty wiped that one away, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, like you talked about, this team is going to be very difficult to play against as the weather changes, as you alluded to. And the way that they control the clock, you're not going to have many possessions.
That'll do it for the third quarter. 33-0. Union with the lead. Final 12 minutes is coming up when we return.
In the heart of Carbon and Emery counties, Quick Realty is here to help you make the right move. Experience the future of home buying with our Matterport 3D tours, giving you an immersive look at your potential home from anywhere. Meet our dedicated team of local professionals, just real people who care, walking you through every step of the way. As a Zillow Premier and Realtor.com specialist, Quick Realty is your trusted expert, handling everything from residential, commercial, and mountain properties to property management. Your dream home is just a call away. Let Quick Realty help you find it.
The Spartans play here.
This is Jaden Atwood, number 15. Miles Warrenson, number 52.
On 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
Fourth quarter about to begin. Union football, 2nd and 10. They are sitting on their own 35-yard line, moving left to right off of the radio dial. Tonight's game marks the halfway point of the high school football season. Emery returns home next week against Canyon View, so the schedule does not get any lighter. Snap pitch, trying to take the big fella to the outside. We were just talking a moment ago about how the impressive running of Miller has opened up the outside. And then they go to the big fella. Flag is down back at the 37-yard line. We'll wait to see what this is, if it negates the outside run of about 6 yards. It's a hold against Union. Or they call that out, I believe, at the 41-yard line. So 2nd and long coming up for Union. This is not a familiar spot for them in tonight's game.
No, they have not been in 2nd down and long at all. Now it's 2nd down and 20.
I think if you're Coach Gurr, you'll take a look at a situation like this and say, okay, you like it. It's a real game rep. You're not doing it against your own team. Game is well in hand, but it's a different type of situation, right, with a team that likes to be predominantly run on 2nd and 20. Handoff, this one. Explosiveness out of the backfield, past the 30, up to the 35-yard line, and guess what? You get the 10 yards back, so it is 3rd down and 10. Everything that Union is doing is coming through with ease. They have controlled the line of scrimmage, getting a huge push from the guards out to the tackles.
Can't stop it, and you know what's coming. It's frustrating.
3rd down and 10. Labrum calls for a man in motion. This time he's going to keep it himself. Runs the option to the 40. He's got the first down into the Emery secondary. Brought down directly at the 50-yard line. That'll move the sticks. And the clock will stop at 11:12 of the fourth quarter. 1st down Union. So once again, a penalty putting them behind schedule does not matter.
Too many missed tackles tonight by Emery. You had the stop. It was 4th down and long. Instead, he bursts through the seam, picks up the first down, right at midfield, right on that logo. Down 33-0 here in the 4th, 11-11 left.
Beautiful facility here at Union High School. The hospitality has been out of this world. And a shout out to Athletic Director Matt Labrum. Coach Labrum has done a phenomenal job all the way around here at Union for many, many years. Now here's a carry to the outside, inside the 40, 1st and 10 Cougars. That'll move the sticks. 1st down and 10. Ball now with the Emery 37-yard line. Ten minutes and 42 ticks left here in this one. Emery on the verge of dropping to 1-3 on the season. Union on the flip side about to go to 3-1. Hand off to Roberts. Roberts, positive pickup, gets to the 31-yard line. Second down and 4. 6 yards at will, Travis.
It's been all night long. 4, 5, 6 yards.
Under center. Hand off again, and this one off of initial contact. Another positive gain for the Cougars. They're inside the Emery 30, down to the 29-yard line.
For Emery, it's just tough night, tough sledding. The first opening drive maybe set the tone of how this night was going to go. And for Union, we knew coming in what they were going to do offensively. They were just going to run the football. They might have thrown the ball. I thought they'd throw the ball at least once, but they haven't. And you know what's coming, and you just can't stop, and that's frustrating.
Haven't had to. Here's a carry again. And this one inside the Emery 20-yard line. Red zone visit yet again. And we have heard a lot of Union first downs from the PA announcer tonight. First down and 10 for the Cougars. Handoff, left side, big gain inside the 15. And that has been the story of the game. I don't have the official stats in front of me, but I'm going to assume that Union is averaging roughly 7 to 8 yards per carry tonight.
Yeah, that's correct. And even when you have them 2nd and 20, you look up and it's like, oh, it's 3rd down and 8, 3rd down and 7. They just got all those yards back.
Yep. 2nd down. Long 2. Handoff. Miller breaks 1-2 tackles again, gets inside the 10-yard line. He is such a monster out of the backfield. And now it's a lower red zone visit. Goal to go from the 9-yard line for Union with 8.5 to play.
That's impressed what Union's done tonight. It's not fancy. It's not pretty. It's just smash mouth football.
Handoff outside corner. Big fellow will rumble his way into the end zone for 6. Dice Miller continues to put together a brilliant night on the ground, and it is 39-0 Union.
Untouched into the end zone at the 8:10 mark of the 4th quarter. It's 39-0 Cougars.
So Miller finds the end zone for the first time in this game. And the mercy rule will be in play as you take it beyond 35 points. Duncan out to attempt the point after. Snap is good. Hold is good. And Duncan is good yet again. That makes it 40-0 Union. Emery ball when we return on 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
The Spartans play here.
This is AJ Thomas, number 14.
Jacob Morris, number 5.
On 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
8:10 left, and counting. We're down to 8 minutes now as that clock will run continuous. All Union in this one. They lead Emery 40-0. So Emery will play out the final 8 minutes, try to regroup for Canyon View next week. And the last score update I had from the Canyon View Falcons in tonight's game, they held a 7-0 lead over North St. Pete, that one going into the fourth quarter. Duncan's kick goes out of the back of the end zone, so Emery will take over at the 20-yard line. But that's a pretty talented Canyon View team. They did beat the Carbon Dinos a week ago, 42-6. As you get into week 5, 6, 7, you start to see games with some common opponents, or at least opponents of interest. It does help for the preparation side of things for us. I know in this game tonight, really the only common opponent we had was Judge Memorial, and the score was somewhat similar, right? Although Union did keep that goose egg out on the board, so they are looking for another shutout.
Yeah, 9:31 left. You talk about 14-7 North St. Pete.
Oh, 14-7. Okay. Quick pass. Emery's going to work it out across the middle of the field. Bo Stilson comes across, goes out of bounds on a gain of 12. Bo has become the favorite target for Trig Jensen, no question.
Yep, that's the 1-2 punch. And right there, that's a nice seam route where you just cross, you come across, it's a quick out, and then you get down the sideline and you pick up some chunks.
First down and 10. Back to pass. Trigg has time, wants to go deep, and undershoots the intended receiver, incomplete.
At Jackson Graham once again at safety spot, and that easily could have been interception number 4.
Trying to get Cray Leroy down the seam.
It's the right idea. It's just these corners and these safety for Union, they've got speed.
16 pass attempts. There's a handoff to Conover. Conover's got room to run. He's to the 40. First down, he gets beyond the 42 to the 44-yard line on a gain of 14. And Traxton has been really good in tonight's game.
It's a good run. That's a bully run, aggressive run to run over the top of the corner trying to make the tackles. He falls to the turf. You pick up a first down.
Empty backfield. Emery trying to get some points. 6 minutes left of the ball game. They're at their own 45-yard line. Hard snap count. Emery tried to get a free 5 yards. They didn't get it. Trigg has time to throw. Goes deep. Overshoots Bo Stilson. He had 2 running down. He had Atwood down the sideline. He had Bo down the seam. Overshoots for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Jaden Atwood for a touchdown. If he just looks to Jaden's side and he just takes a little bit of air out of the football, Jaden walks into the end zone untouched. Jaden ran a great route.
5:25 left in the ball game. Trigg out of the shotgun again.
He pulled that corner off and allowed that wide open look.
Quarterback keeper for Trigg at a gain of 5, so it is a manageable third down. Running the football in this game, if you get rid of the sacks, Trigg has 23 yards on 6 carries. Lead man for Emery tonight, it is Traxton Conover. He's got 8 carries for 50 yards. We've hit the 5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. 2 wideouts on each side of the field, 1 man in the backfield. It's Conover. No motion. 15 on the play clock. Trigg hands off quickly, and that's another Conover carry, and that will go for another first down on a gain of 8.
At third down and 5, you go right up the gut, and you pick up the first down.
Well, he's had 2 big carries Conover has tonight. He had 1 for 14, another for 15. He's got 1 for 8 and 1 for 9. He's stacking up the yardage now to 58. Trigg back to pass. He's got time again. He'll test the waters deep. Goes to Bo Stilson. Did Bo come up with it? I believe he did. Yes. That's a tough grab for Stilson on a gain of 20 yards cleanly across the middle of the field.
I know people are going to say, well, that's a low throw, but that's where that ball has to be. It's got to be low away from the corner and sliding to the turf to make the catch. He does, and he picks up another first down.
76 yards through the air for Trigg. Emery close to the red zone. Trigg will roll out to the right side, goes to the end zone, caught, touchdown! Emery gets the goose egg off the board. He finds Garrett Conover cutting to the corner of the end zone for 6. And that caps off an 80-yard drive for Emery on a 22-yard touchdown pass. Trig Jensen to Garrett Conover.
Yeah, Trig Jensen with a strong throw to Conover, sliding towards the back of that end zone, and it's perfect for 6.
With 3 minutes and 27 seconds to play in the game. PAT for Atwood is money, and Travis will keep it here, 40-7. A positive for Emery to build off of, perhaps.
Yeah, they finally scratched for the first time tonight. They had some chances there in the first half. That third quarter they did as well. And finally, here in the fourth quarter, 3:16 left, they find the end zone.
Early on in this game, both Garrett and Traxton Conover had a couple of really productive plays as Emery took the ball into Union's side of the field, and it was much of the same that go around. Traxton really doing the bulk of the offense, right? Getting it in between really the hash marks. You get down close to the red zone, and how does it finish? Trig finds Garrett for 6.
When you can run the ball efficiently on first and second down, it's going to open up the ability to go down the field and pass the football, and that's what happened on that drive there with the plays where they ran the football well, and then the passing attack opened up.
So the mercy rule will stay in play, even though it's below 35 points. Got to get it down to 21 before it stops. Atwood gets the kick, end-over-end style. Ball back at the 5-yard line, returnable for Union to the 15, now to the 20. Trying to get to the outside, it's Labrum. And Cruz Labrum able to get it past the 25 to the 26-yard line. In the final 3 minutes, a mere formality for this Union team as they are about to move to 3-1.
Yeah, this team's going to be hard out. We talked about it a few minutes ago. I like the makeup of this team. I like the way they run the football. And they say, this is what we're going to do. Try to stop it, even though you know what we're going to do.
Yeah. Execution has been borderline incredible. I'm going to say borderline. It has been incredible.
Yeah, too many men on the field.
Union has gone to the second string, and at quarterback is Peyton Claiborne. Thought there was a chance we would see Claiborne going into the second half tonight.
Yeah, Emery now next week turns their focus to Canyon View, who trails North St. Pete with 6 minutes left, 14-7. And our wacky schedule of not having consistent home games in a row or road games, we go home, road, and
the rest of the way. Tough schedule. Before we go into region play, the Canyon View Falcons coming into town. It was 7-0 Canyon View at the end of the third quarter. North St. Pete puts up 2 consecutive scores to take a 7-point lead. Off of the 5-yard penalty, Union is able to move the football to the 22-yard line. We're down to 2 minutes and 5 seconds left, 25 on the play clock, and the Cougars taking their time as Claiborne gets the play from the sideline. It's going to feel good to at least get some points on a night where the offense did struggle early on in the game and Union continued to impose their will up front.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out.
Never. Carry, which will go for positive yardage for the Cougars again, to the 30-yard line. Got to get to the 36. So it is third down. 90 seconds left in this one. Clock's going to continue to move. Union with the second stringers out on the field. Only have to run 2 more plays before they can get out of here with a win and enjoy homecoming. Claiborne takes the snap, a handoff, shy of the first down sticks. Had to get to the 41. Had to get to the 36-yard line, and that ball is placed at the 34. So it's a short 3 yards for the Cougars. With 43 seconds left, it is fourth down, so of course they will run 1 more play, and then that will do it. They pick it up or not. Second half, the offense looked tremendously better for Emery tonight, Travis. I know they only scored 7 points, but not too many negative drives outside of a couple of turnovers. Early on in the first half tonight, it was a struggle just to get ahead of the sticks.
Yeah, second half adjustments much better. Showed the ability to move the football. ran the football, which opened up the ability to take shots down the field, which they did.
Union will run the play clock down to 1 and then take a timeout. So 4th down. We may get 2 more plays out of this game. Seems likely that this will be it. Defensively tonight for Emery. I know it was a struggle. A lot of teams are going to struggle against this Union team. Tyson Johnson, however, had himself a night.
He did. He's a stud. And they're going to rely more and more on him as we make our way to region play next week with Canyon View, but he did a good job tonight.
One more week, then region play.
Yeah, one more.
Canyon View is going to be the 3A, another 3A opponent for Emery. So they've played the class of 1A and a very good 3A team. They'll get another one next week against Canyon View. This one's going to take a bounce off of the punt to the 42-yard line, and that will do it. Final score in this one tonight, 40-7. They set the chains, and then we will get out of here tonight. Again, the final score from Union High School, 40-7. Cougars get the win. Emery does avoid the shutout with a late touchdown at the 3:20 mark as Strick Jensen found Garrett Conover for a 22-yard score.
Canyon View with 1 minute 35 seconds left just scored on a 16-yard touchdown to tie North Sanpete 14-14.
What a battle. What a battle. So Emery will get one more play off before we close this game out with 2 seconds. It's a handoff to Conover, and we'll add 5 more yards to his total, and that will do it. Conover in tonight's game, 63 yards off 11 carries. Not a bad outing against a team in Union that was very, very good inside the box. Very difficult, right, to get outside on this team. Traxton did find some sort of success, specifically in the second half.
It's difficult to run the football against a team. Like you said, they stay inside the box well. They pop outside. They don't allow yards after the initial hit.
Final score here tonight from Union High School, 40-7. Union gets the win over Emery. The Spartans now 1-3 on the season. An opportunity to get back into the win column next week when we take on the Canyon View Falcons. Coming up, it's the post-game wrap-up show brought to you by Eastern Utah Community Credit Union. Make sure you head on down to any of the branches. You can get your Emery High School Spirit Card today. It takes about 2 minutes to do so. Take your Visa debit credit card in, and they will turn it into an Emery High School Spirit Card. You can get that today. Eastern Utah Community Credit Union bringing you the post-game wrap-up show when we return. Final score again tonight, Union 40, Emery 7.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emery, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving a hearty omelet, a fresh salad, our golden curly fries, or our mouth-watering pastas, we've got you covered. And we're open 7 days a week. So come on down to Farlano's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration. Remember, it's where the locals eat. Visit us at Farlano's, where great food and great company come together. See you soon.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to understand complete sentences.
That was a complete sentence?
I didn't understand that.
Or can I just talk to a person?
No one talks to humans anymore.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I hear you. Why don't we review your coverage with a super check?
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Jill Jensen in Price today.
Discover the strength and beauty of Flawless Sheeting's metal siding and roofing solutions. Designed to endure and crafted to conserve energy, the products offered by Flawless Sheeting ensure your home not only looks good, but feels good too. Plus, they come with a 40-year warranty. Enjoy superior durability and enhanced comfort year-round with new roofing from Flawless Sheeting. Ready to upgrade? Call Flawless Sheeting at 636-7300 and elevate the way you live.
You see your friends with their new travel trailers, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. They're living the dream, right? Well, it doesn't just have to be a dream. You can start living that same dream life today by starting your new career with GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance. GMS is hiring mechanics, electricians, fabricators, experienced and inexperienced miners. They offer high starting wages, benefits, a 401k, and vacation pay. Local jobs are available. Apply today. Email your resume to kbarker@gmsminerepair.com. The dream can be yours with GMS Mine Repair.
We're not going out on a limb when we say,
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen. Fantastic food, fun atmosphere. Known for their made-from-scratch pizzas, Juniper has the very best pastas, burgers, salads, wraps, hoagies, paninis, appetizers, loaded sodas, desserts, vegan and vegetarian options. Dine in for lunch or dinner, Tuesday through Friday, 11 till 8. Saturdays, noon till 8. Order online at juniperkitchenutah.com with DoorDash delivery. Stop beating around the bush for a great meal.
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen and Price.
Having a great local pharmacy that you can rely on is important. At Price Family Pharmacy, transferring your prescriptions is simple and hassle-free. Just call us at 637-3737 and we'll take care of the rest. Need your medication delivered right to your door? We offer free delivery to make your life even easier. Managing multiple medications? Ask about our convenient med packing services to keep you organized and on track. Visit Price Family Pharmacy and experience a team that genuinely cares. Feel better about your pharmacy. Choose Price Family Pharmacy today.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emery, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
The Spartans play here.
This is AJ Thomas, number 14.
Jacob Morris, number 5.
On 107.3 FM and 750 AM KOAL.
Welcome back in. Postgame wrap-up show here on KOAL 107.3 FM, 750 AM. Also on our YouTube channel, Castle Country Radio Emery, and on the KSL Sports app. Final score here tonight, Union picks up a big win over Emery, 40-7. The Cougars move to 3-1 on the season. Emery on the flip side, they're going to take a dip to 1-3.
Yeah, it's a tough night. Offensively, couldn't get anything going till that last drive in the fourth quarter. Union did a good job of doing what they do. That's control tempo, control the game, control clock, control possessions, run the football, not going to throw the football, play good defense, get other teams off the field. They did everything right tonight.
I apologize. Looking at the Union, the way things went, they did not have a bye, so they are sitting at 3-2 now. Excuse me, not 3-1. But no, you are correct. When you look at the way that Emery played in tonight's game, they did not have a lot of success early on the offensive side of the ball. Put them behind the sticks early, put them behind on the scoreboard early, and that's really tough to dig out of when you have a team that can run the ball as effectively as Union can, specifically in between the tackles. It's not a team that utilizes the outside edge as often. They want to pound it in between the guards and the tackles, and if you're doing it effectively, picking up 6-7 yards on first down, it's going to make it difficult to get back into the game, and we saw that firsthand tonight.
Yeah, if they're going 5, 6, 7 yards on first down, then it's second down and short, and they pick up a first down, then they reset, and they take their time, and they just grind things out, and Emery knew what they were going to do. Emery knew they were going to run the football through the gaps, to the edges, and they couldn't stop it. And that's the frustrating thing for that squad, knowing that we know what they're going to do, we just can't tackle them.
Your thoughts on Union quarterback Gannon Labrum?
He's a stud. He's good. He doesn't panic. He's just very smart and savvy, and they're going to win a lot of football games with that kid at quarterback.
He did not have to throw a single pass in tonight's game. Now, if you were watching, he did throw one and he had a 12-yard pickup on what would have been an ad-lib play. Broken play, he gets to the outside, but it was negated by an illegal man downfield. Union officially did not throw a single pass while putting up 40 points tonight.
It's unreal, right? In this day and age where football's at and it's pass, and Union doesn't throw a single pass and they put up 40 points.
Again, the post-game wrap-up show brought to you by Eastern Utah Community Credit Union. Let's take a look at the final statistics tonight. And we have two players in particular that did shine. And we'll start out of the backfield. Traxton Conover, 11 carries for 63 yards.
I think they found something there with moving forward that's going to be the workhorse, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I think that's where you have to go. They've tried some different things, but Traxton's going to be the guy that's going to get the ball, and you're going to have to utilize him handing the ball off 15 to 20 times with him.
And he was impressive tonight. You know, he found different avenues, and I thought that really a big success early on in this game. We saw some success in the second half. Before Emery scored, two of their best drives were kind of off of the legs of Traxton Conover. Problem is, Emery could not finish out. They had a couple of turnover on downs, but they did produce some drives that would go deep into Union territory.
Yeah, it's been the story on the road for this Emery team, just not finishing drives off with chances to put points up.
Let's take a look at some of the other rushing statistics in tonight's game. Trig Jensen, he had 6 carries for 23 yards. They made it very difficult on Trig.
Yeah, they're not going to allow Trig to bounce things to the outside and use that speed to get down the sideline or through the seams. So they bottled him up. And moving forward, I think that's going to be your 1-2 punch. And Garrett's going to have the bulk of the carries, but at some point when he needs a breather, he's going to have to bust one loose.
Trig Jensen through the air tonight, did throw a touchdown pass, but he had 3 interceptions. And I know that that's going to be the negative tonight when you take a look at Trig. One of those interceptions was trying to go deep, man-to-man coverage with Cray Leroy. And I think at that point you tip your hat to Caden Olson, the defensive back for Union. He came up with the interception.
Yeah, they're good back there. The corners are good, and that's one right there. The first one he overshot. The second one, I think it was probably an underthrow. The third one's a jump ball, and the corner just made a great play to go up and rip it through.
If we go over and we look at the receiving yardage for Emery in this game, the bulk of it did go to Bo Stilson, who has become the favorite target of Trig Jensen. He's a very reliable wideout option. He has 5 catches for 72 yards tonight, closed out the evening with a 20-yard catch.
Moving forward, those two are going to get a lot more of those. I think they found something. They're on the same page. That's a 1-2 punch. And that's a great route to run and then cross and get to that logo in the end zone on that end to score that touchdown. That's a strong throw. That's the opposite side throw.
Garrett Conover did have 2 catches for 27 yards and a touchdown.
They've got to get more. At some point, they do need to get more out of this receiving core, and I think they're just trying to juggle guys in and out to try to find, more offensively.
We will have a condensed post-game show. Let's take a look at the scoring plays in tonight's game, and we will start with the Union Cougars. In the first quarter, J.D. Mojado had a 1-yard touchdown run on a lengthy drive. After that, Emery had a quick 3-and-out. They had to punt the football out of their own end zone. Cody Duncan comes through for Union on a 32-yard field goal, and that's the score at the end of the first quarter. It's 10-0 Union. I thought it was a win for Emery at that point. Not a win in the game, but a win for the score because Emery had a disastrous start to this game. Union had a short field. They couldn't capitalize with the score. It's only 10-0.
Yeah, you give up that quick touchdown, and then you have a bad series to open things up. You hold them to a field goal. You're like, that's a good spot. Our defense did the job, only holding them to 3. It's only 10-0. And then you compound some things with the penalties, and you get deep in your territory, and then the safety happens.
Well, and then, yes, the safety. And it's still only 12-0 at that point.
There's no damage done.
No, you're okay, but Union finally cracks with another touchdown right at the end of the first half, a minute 25 left to play in the first half. Labrum with a 16-yard touchdown run. It's 19-0. Union scores one more time with no time left on the clock. A 2-yard touchdown run. It's 26-0 Cougars at the end of the first half. And that's really when things got out of hand. But again, after that safety, it's in the early stages of the second quarter. I'm thinking Union has dominated this game, and Emery's only down 12 points.
Yeah, right there. That one hurt. The one right before the half with 3 seconds left, you have them pinned deep, and they get a run play, and they get the ball to the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
and they score right at the buzzer to make that 26-0. And that one pretty much, I think, sealed the fate of Emery tonight.
And then we go into the second half. Emery has the ball first. They put together a productive drive. They get into net plus territory, unable to do anything with it. Union takes the ball with about 2:37 left in the third quarter. Cruz Labrum had a 31-yard touchdown run. It's 33-0 Union. Fourth quarter, mercy rule put into play. Again, one of the most impressive players on this Union team is Big Tice Miller. You just don't see the fullback position utilized in the game of football much anymore. He is your stereotypical fullback, but he's got some get up as well. He was moving the ball up and down the field, right? We're talking about a north to south runner. Doesn't utilize the outside. Right as I said that, he took a nice run around the end, but he finally touched the end zone. He had a 9-yard run to make it 40-0, and that put the mercy rule in play.
It's just a tough night for the defense. Just couldn't get off the field enough. Union controlled the tempo, controlled the game, and they just ran the football at will and scored a bunch of points.
Emery did get the goose egg off the board as Strick Jensen did orchestrate an 80-yard touchdown drive, and he capped it off with a 22-yard toss to Garrett Conover to make it 40-7. Hopefully that's a positive that Emery can build off of moving into next week, because the schedule does not get any easier.
Nope, from this point forward, it's going to get a lot tougher.
Next week, Emery will be back at home. They'll take on the Canyon View Falcons. After that, our short region schedule will get underway. On September 27th, we'll travel to Moab to take on the Grand Red Devils. On October 4th, back at home against the South Sevier Rams on homecoming. October 11th, we'll get a rematch of the 2A state championship on the road in Blanding against the San Juan Broncos. Always fun when those two teams get together, although San Juan has the upper hand over the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, they have. It's time to go down there and try to get one from them.
And then, closing out the regular season, Emery will take on the Delta Rabbits. It is amazing that we are at the halfway point of the high school season already. Emery sitting at 1-3. Again, when you look at the schedule, it has been highly difficult. You start the season against the 1A runner-up in Kanab, who is a legitimate 1A championship contender again this year. You get the bye week, then you have to go on the road against the two-time defending 1A state champion Beaver Beavers. We know how talented that team is. You get Judge Memorial at home, and then you travel on the road to meet this really well-oiled machine in the Union Cougars. That's a tough stretch to get the season rolling.
Yeah, it's going to battle test them for region play, and that's all you can ask for is just to get better. And when you get to region, that's when it really counts.
Final score again tonight, 40-7. Emery falls at the hands of the Union Cougars. Full write-up of tonight's game will come your way at CastleCountryRadio.com. And, of course, we'll catch up with head coach John Faimalo Wednesday on KOAL's Drive Time Sports, which airs at 4 p.m. on 107.3 FM and 750 AM. It is always a pleasure to be along with you for Emery High School football. We'll do it again next week. We'll be back in the friendly confines of Emery High School. Terrific hospitality by Union High School here tonight. We end the broadcast, as always, go Spartans.